Going off the rails on a crazy train. Hi guys, welcome back to the Your Move Studios podcast, Off the Rails. I'm your host Kenny, and I'm also here with
Tony. I am here and really excited to talk about some stuff that's been going on in the news and everything lately. And along with us is
Ian. I'm just here to talk.
And I am Taylor, and I will probably just listen most of the time.
Good job,
So
Tobin.
normally when we're introducing people, we go and introduce the next person in line,
I looked at her.
not just sit there.
I just.
but that doesn't help the people that are trying to watch the show.
Yeah, well, people should be able to be a little more
Listen, try to
self-reliant.
listen to the show.
Hey, you just woke up today and decided to choose violence, didn't you?
Tony, you've known me for almost 4 years
That's
now.
an everyday choice
Have
for
I
him.
ever not woken up and chosen extreme, unrelenting, bloody violence?
So Kenny, how are you doing?
I think that was the most feminine thing Ian's ever said.
I'm not sure if that's an insult or a compliment.
Well, it was pretty tame compared to my usual ramblings.
Doing pretty good. Thanks for asking.
And I am hippie. I will just bug you guys. Hey, David's in the chat already.
away.
Woohoo!
That was quick.
It was.
Yummy.
He was waiting
He was. He was like
He was waiting.
sitting.
Lurking.
in the bushes,
How do
gonna
you-
ambush us.
That is amazing. I'm actually gonna make sure
Waiting in the bushes of love.
getting a good.
He
sound
wasn't
check
around
going.
last time we did this.
No, he wasn't in the chat. It was there was that like a arithmetic mathematics dude, and then
Christina.
yeah, and then my wife.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, we get to watch you fail and play at Hogwarts?
I didn't fail at Hogwarts. Okay.
Well, you definitely proved why you're a Gryffindor.
Oh.
Why does that have to be a failure?
So
What are you supposed to
I
be?
watched him play it. He's horrible.
Yeah, so-
he tried to break and spell everything.
I'm not horrible. The suit of armor moved.
It did not.
It did too. There's video proof. I will watch this and I will point it out to you. Video proof, 100%. That suit of armor moved, all right? And I had just gotten attacked by a suit of armor, so it's perfectly understandable that I'm a little trigger happy when it comes to it, all right?
You were trigger happy before you even made it down to the common room.
Wow.
You tried to destroy somebody else's bed. And take their clothes.
I don't have any clothes. Look. My transportation with all of my luggage got attacked by a freaking dragon.
Mine did too, but you don't see me trying to steal anybody's luggage.
That's a lot of
He
looting.
did. He walked around the common room trying to open cupboards to other people's wardrobes and blasting their beds.
David says, Master Troll right here. He really is.
Egg salad.
It's disgusting.
That's what I say when I mean excellent. Egg salad. Excellent. Egg salad.
anyways. So that's that.
So how are you liking the new Harry Potter game?
I-
Everyone.
I actually
I have to
what-
wait till April to play.
It's really fun. I enjoy it.
Loser.
I'm not going to spend, $300, $400 just to get a new machine to play one game.
Obviously, you're not
So
a
what
true
happens
gamer
in
then.
April that allows you to do it?
It comes out for the Xbox One.
Oh.
I actually really I liked it so far. It was worth all the money I didn't spend on it. Thanks, Ian.
Hey. What's funny is I did that right in front of Tony as he was angrily telling me not to, and I looked him dead in the eyes, and I just went, "Oops, I slipped."
Oops, I slipped.
Yeah, for
Deluxe
real.
edition,
That's
too.
how that happened. I was not pleased,
Those
actually.
are already a deluxe edition if it just came out.
Because they released it with the deluxe edition,
Yeah, that's what they released with the Deluxe Edition.
and I wanted.
I mean,
it,
I pull it up
and
on
then-
mine,
cool,
and
I
I
fixed
can
my
I
mic.
can buy
It actually, you can
but
actually
I
hear me.
can't play it.
So yeah, like I
Okay,
said,
we're good to go,
I
guys.
just
Sound is good to go. Everyone, hey Tony, oh what's this? Hey Tony, sorry for not gaming with you on Sunday. I was resetting my PC and it took longer than expected. Wasn't done until Monday evening. Wow.
You didn't just leave Tony. I was supposed to play with you all too. So
Yeah, dude, we played
Nah.
Fall Guys
I didn't even know that we
Taylor
were
sucked at
playing
Fall Guys.
games.
one day.
Sunday.
Oh
I'm getting that meme vibe from this.
yeah,
Like, I'm getting paid
You wanna
this
play some
much.
Fall
You're getting
Guys
paid that much?
this
You
weekend?
guys getting paid that much? You guys are getting
mean-
paid?
Maybe if I'm awake.
What?
You know my schedule, bro.
What are we doing?
Get down on some Fall Guys this weekend.
Sure.
Fall
Sounds
Guys.
Like I may have
How?
to delete.
Whoa, that was a weird way to say how.
Wow.
Early on.
It's cross-platform.
Fall Guys is
Yeah.
cross-platform.
Yeah.
What is Fall Guys?
You run across these you're like this little
It's
fat
like
dude with
Space
really
Clue.
long arms,
It's
and
a
you're pretty
platformer.
much playing
Oh, Fall
Wipeout.
Guys. I was thinking Among Us for some reason.
Can you play
It's pretty much Wipeout.
Wipeout?
I mean, the
Yeah, it's
characters
pretty
are
much a
similar.
cartoon.
My
Wipeout.
brain was just like, stupid kids game.
is it like Doritos Crash Course?
I don't
Dude,
know.
I am down for Fall Guys. Hippie's down for Fall Guys.
Okay,
I'll
Nice.
stream it.
let me know when we play in.
Fall Guys in a minute.
It's a platform jumper game.
It's
Are you
Wipeout.
flipping me off right now?
No, I'm just itching my eye.
It's a platform.
The world has made you jaded.
It's a platform jumper game. It's really fun.
Fall Guys.
Oh look, Tony's
So,
sitting on the
yeah,
ground like a door because he
get
can't
down
get
on
up.
some Fall
I've
Guys.
fallen
I'm
and
down.
can't get up.
All right, so news Saturday. He says Saturday night. Let's go. I'm down. Saturday night, Fall Guys.
Saturday night.
Yeah,
I will not be available
because
Saturday
he's got
night.
work. That's
Too
all
bad
right,
you can't
buddy.
get Fall Guys on your phone.
I thought we were talking about Among Us. I was actually playing on my phone. but
I
I'm
say,
like,
yeah,
No,
we can play
it's not
Among Us.
Among Us. It's Fall Guys.
We haven't played Among Us in a hot minute.
Hot take: Among Us is better.
I'm still not sure what Fall Guys is, so I can't say.
For the love of everything holy, can you look it up? Your phone
Maybe
is right in
later.
front of you.
Maybe
Don't be
later.
Anyways, let's get on with this.
Fall Guys. It's a platform.
I can't stay up late on Sunday either because I got work on Monday. So, what's the news? What's the news for this week? Taylor, you first.
Oh.
News for the week? Let's see. What did I do this week that was new? Absolutely nothing. I stayed at home and repeatedly recleaned my house. Oh, something did cool happen this week though.
What? I wasn't paying attention. I was reading the comment section. Sorry.
Oh wow, thank you, Tony.
What did she say?
She said something cool did happen this week, and that's
What?
as far as she got.
Okay.
I got a dryer for $100. I got a new dryer. The guy brought it from Hermiston, dropped it off my house, and took away my old one.
He even delivered it
Yeah.
and took the old one,
Yeah,
and he only wanted $100 for
Yeah.
it. What's wrong with it?
nothing.
So
It worked perfectly
I
fine.
don't
He put
know.
a whole new light
Is-
bulb in it.
It's gonna blow up.
I definitely
So-
foresee
so-
this
so
leaving,
last
like, releasing
week-
talk.
Somebody doesn't drive from the next town over, sell something
He was
that's
on his way to
perfectly
Mountain
good.
Free Water, so he's like, "Oh,
Sell
I'm
something
driving through
perfectly
there."
good
So-
for
so
$100
last
and
week-
take your trash.
Taylor, last week you gave me crap for constantly calling you a woman and making fun of you, and that's the exciting thing that you have this week. I
don't-
got a new dryer.
I haven't had a dryer in a couple months.
I
So what have
mean,
you been doing? Clotheslines?
I've been glad to go up to my grandma's up
she's
the
been
hill.
she's been holding them with a hair dryer. Just bzzz.
Cue the obligatory.
Didn't
Wait a
I say you could use mine?
Yeah, and then I got a whole new one.
I even forgot that I offered that.
I'm
Wow, how
glad, I'm
awkward
glad
that
that
would
I
have that
didn't
been.
show up at
Or
your
to just
house with
show
a
up with a
basket of
basket.
laundry.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
You
what are
wouldn't
you
be the
doing
only
here?
one.
He says,
I have
"Goose Goose Duck is better than Among Us. Challenge me."
I've never played that, so.
You
don't
are
know.
challenged.
Duck Duck Goose is a fun game, but Among Us does provide some more interesting variables.
I bet you guys are going to see this coming, but I have no idea what Goose Goose Duck is.
I don't either.
Neither do I.
Well, it's because he said it's wrong. It's Duck Duck Goose.
He says Goose Goose Duck.
Well, he's crazy and dumb. And
He
doesn't
is.
know.
He
Okay,
is not. He's
I-
actually
I-
a genius.
He's smarter than me.
On
but still
Among
he's dumb.
Us, I haven't decided whether I like the VR version better or the regular version.
I haven't
But I-
played the
I think
VR
the VR
version
version's
because I don't worship Satan.
You were supposed to get one. You were supposed to get an Oculus, but you never got it. And you're a loser.
Don't worship.
I have questions. I have several questions, Tony.
What's your question?
What?
The board recognizes Brother Ian.
Brother Ian submits.
I mean,
How does VR
you,
means
you said
worshiping
you
Satan?
said several questions. What is one?
Then I asked, how does VR equal worshiping Satan?
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that
Yeah,
one.
because it wasn't that long ago that you were asking me, hey, how much was your
You need to
Oculus?
submit your questions through the appropriate channels.
The board recognized me. That
Yeah,
is what the
I
channel
asked
I
because,
need,
like,
Brother Kenny.
Everyone else was getting on like VR and not getting on the Xbox, and I was getting bored. So I was like, I guess we'll get on VR. And then like I started hearing more about like the metaverse and Neuralink, and now I'm kind of afraid of VR.
It's actually really fun, but I can't say much because mostly I go in and play poker. So, and you can fart on people.
Goose Goose Duck has built-in voice chat and built-in extra roles and bigger lobbies.
Okay.
And you can fart on people.
So I genuinely thought he was.
Why would you want
to fart on someone? Game where you sat in a circle and someone walked around saying duck,
Duck, duck.
goose. I didn't realize Goose Goose
Run!
Duck was an actual game that you played online. I genuinely thought he was referring to the children's game.
Where you sit in a circle and run around?
Yeah, that's what he thought it was.
Beautiful. Beautiful. There's just so much beauty in the world, you know?
Too bad on.
I'm glad that we can sit here and joke about all this. Did you guys know that Ohio's on fire?
Yeah, Ohio's turning into
There's a
the next
chemical
Chernobyl.
cloud over Ohio as we
Yeah,
speak.
so what happened
Stalker
is
3 U.S. edition just drops
Yeah.
into Ohio.
what happened was that there was a train derailment that was hauling a bunch of chemicals.
That sounds like a movie.
I know, right? But it actually happened. Train derailments happen in America all the time. There's like something like 1,010 per day, actually, or 110 per day. That's
I know of one that happens regularly every Thursday or so.
Yeah, I know, right? That sounds like that'd be a fun derailment, though.
This reminds me about my discussion earlier with someone that I need to start looking into CBR gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think after the belt, that's what my next thing's gonna be. Is I'm gonna start looking into Seaburn gear.
Mm-hmm. So what happened was the reports that came in on this was that the train derailed because the hub on a couple of the axles actually overheated.
On both sides. It was only on one side before.
What?
I have bruises on the upper part of my thigh, and I don't know where they come from. They just show up in the exact same spots, just in circles.
Taylor, your body is in the same repair as a '97 Silverado that came from the oil fields of Alaska.
It might be
And
where
you
your
expect
pockets
no
are
things?
for your
I
pants.
haven't worn jeans in 2 weeks.
So Ohio is blown up.
Yeah, so, yeah.
There's a chemical
Yeah,
cloud
yeah.
over
So
it.
train derailment. There was one of the hubs on a couple of the axles actually overheated and caused the derailment. The problem with that being is that there was a bunch of chemicals like vinyl polyfluoride that was inside of it, and what can happen with that one, what wound up happening was that the train derailed and there was all this chemical all over the ground. So the EPA, in their infinite wisdom, decided, hey, let's burn all the chemicals so that way it doesn't soak into the ground. Right? Sounds logical for some, I guess. But then what happened was all of that chemical burn went up into the sky. And now there's this big, huge black cloud of chemical goodness above Ohio that's slowly making its way down the southeastern side of the country and raining all over people. By the way, that chemical, and I forgot the name of it already, polyfluoride or something like that. Turns out that when you mix that with water, it turns into hydrochloric acid.
Wow, that's wild.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so
Acid.
there's and so that happened this last week, and there's been numerous reports that have been coming out about the effects that are happening on it. So there are some cars that are driving through the rain there, and you can see that it's kind of eating away at the paint and the lens, their headlights and things like that. There's a few cricks. I've seen the videos of a few cricks. People will like chuck a stone in the creek, and then it's just like Flint, Michigan all over again. just chemicals and oils and that rainbow look on it. That starts going up. Literal fields of dead cows and chickens. It is so bad down there. So bad. I'm sure that there's going to be like some sort of FEMA and all that they've yet again just dropped the ball. So if you can find any like third party relief fund that has been set up for it, for anyone who's listening and feels the need to do so, I'm sure that you can track down something like that, send it their way. But that got me thinking in my survival brain, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that got me thinking in my survival brain. Things that you can do to prep for things like that. Now, like in our location, we have a railroad. We have tracks that run right through the middle of our town.
Yeah.
So what happens if we have a derailment of train full of chemicals and things like that? Are we prepared?
No, because it's right in the smack dab middle of town. Everybody'd freak out. Nobody'd be able to get anywhere.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about like the after effects. Not even talking about like the first effects. Well, first off, as a bus driver, I would be able to get somewhere. I know all the routes, and I can avoid the train tracks.
I mean, it's not a lot, but
That being said,
So, Tony,
the after effects and all that,
we're going to dump so much chlorine into the river.
For our river, that might actually help it.
it might.
Yeah.
It really might.
Oh.
But no, so like here's a few tips that you can do in order to be able to kind of survive. If you can't bug out of a situation like that and you have to bug in, here's a few tips that you can do in order to kind of wait it out and survive it. One, first, the first sign of any disaster like that, fill up your tub full of water, right? And then unhook your water heater from like the main, right? Pinch that off because that holds good water in it. And then you want to duct tape your windows, okay? And any extra doors, and get a gas mask. Stay inside for 72 hours. Hopefully you have enough food.
I am unironically
a gas mask with a carbon filter.
Yeah, he is. He's
What's
over
that?
here like
A gas mask with a carbon filter.
Carbon filter, yes.
Taylor-
You don't want just a gas mask without a filter.
Yeah.
I'm
Carbon filter.
unironically searching and looking at a gas mask.
He's
right
been
now.
looking at gas masks for the last like 5 minutes.
Yeah, so those are steps, stay inside for as long as you can, 72 hours is about a good bet there. So that way the first wave of the badness hits, you can wait that out 72 hours, and then if you can, GTFO.
Gonna ball. Tony's seen my 1-bedroom cave. I'm gonna ball out looking like this in a couple weeks.
Oh my god. I can see you doing that too. It's the bad part.
What's funny is you're gonna be sitting inside your house just going, all right, we're gonna be fine. All of a sudden you're just gonna hear something, boom, boom on your porch and just. And I'm just going, Tony, let me in. I brought
Dude,
Reese
I'm not-
Krispies.
I'm not hanging out in my house.
I don't even have to say I brought food and say
My house ain't gonna survive.
What was your story? Reminds me. What was that? Natural gas hole.
Flint, Michigan.
No, it was. Well, I can't necessarily say no because I don't know where it is, and I'm asking. But there was a hole that was leaking natural gas from it, and I don't know if it was an excavation site. I don't even think it's in America.
There was one. It was in
But-
Flint, Michigan, and it actually wound up. It was said to be caused by fracking, and it was leaking the gas and the oils into the water.
What I'm talking about is just a hole, and I think it's in like the middle of a desert.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, okay, before we can continue excavating or what have you, we should just burn up the natural gas in this thing. So they threw a match into it, and it's still burning to this day.
No, that was not Flint, Michigan.
And I believe it's called the hole to hell. Because it's just a
Oh,
hole
you
in the
know
ground
what?
that's
I
still
did. I heard
burning.
about this. Did you hear about this?
No.
I've heard about this. Those wonderful, wonderful guys. He says, I wonder if monoxide sensors can pick that up. I think they sense
Yes, a roaring natural
changes
gas
in
fire.
O2 in the air. If they can pick up other pollutions, that'd be cool. I don't think that the CO2 sensors would work for that, because this is more of a. Those are designed more for detecting gases that displace oxygen, and this is more of a chemical burn raining from the sky.
You know, that would be a really interesting thing I haven't considered, though, for like a chemical bug out scenario. Just pulling your smoke detector off the wall and carrying it with you because it doesn't need to be mounted to work. And then, like, if you suspect an area is all messed up, just toss in your smoke detector and give it a couple minutes to see what happens, and then walk in, retrieve it, and kind of do like a frisbee thing with your smoke detector. That's actually a really smart idea that I haven't thought of.
A smoke detector or a CO2 detector?
Household CO2 detector.
Yeah, the monoxide detector.
Yeah.
That actually would be smart because
Just
carbon
pulling that off your
monoxide
wall and
actually
just-
falls.
Yeah, no, I'm saying just keep it in like a pack on like a pocket in your vest and just whoop.
You're going to need to make sure that you encase it in some sort of impact resistant casing
Oh yeah.
because those things are notoriously fragile. Okay, moving on.
I mean, and you can breathe in a little bit of carbon monoxide before it's done. So
I
you can
shared
just
that
wear
toast,
it
Tony.
So-
vest until you-
And my
it goes
dad
off
told
and
me
you
that's
mask off
actually
that one.
pretty much how I look like
Oh
when
my
I finished
God.
laundry.
You can't steal that, David. That was Ian's idea, and because it was said during Your Move Studios, my idea by intellectual property rights.
Wow. And you're really just putting my impromptu.
Bottom comment.
I like the way you think, David. Also, really putting my impromptu thinking skills to the prophet here, aren't you, Tony?
Yes.
Not even mad.
So, the Darvaza gas crater in Turkmenistan, also known as the Door to Hell or Gates of Hell, is a burning natural gas field collapsed into a cavern. Wow.
Collapsed into a cavern?
Yes, and to basically not deal with the problem anymore, supposedly the engineers, and this is from what I understand, this is hearsay at this point, but obviously it's burning, so someone lit it on fire at some point. But to deal with the problem, they're like, okay, let's just dry it all up, and they threw a match into the crater, and it's still burning to this day, roughly 50 years later.
Yeah, I do actually think I saw something about this, and I'm just like, wow.
There is so much natural gas being burnt up that could have been used.
Leave it to humanity to waste. Anyways.
Ian hasn't bought my position yet. Me leaving hasn't been official. But has it? Hasn't it? Fairly certain I've got you on chat in a couple of videos ago saying, hey, I quit already.
Yeah, it's, but you can definitely be someone that we can pay to do projects with.
Dude, we will totally hire you as a
Dude,
contractor.
I'm not even back, and I still don't get paid.
I've paid you.
I've paid you.
We've both paid you.
You're on backlog.
When was the last time?
When was the last time you did a job for us? You volunteered to host.
Actually, I just asked if it would work instead of you guys trying to do this all at Sherry's.
Right, so you volunteered.
You volunteered.
You literally said you can. I'll host. I'll cook. You can set it up at my house.
Last
I
time
didn't
I
say
paid
I
you for
took all the
anything
yes,
time.
was
you did.
when we did the hot sauce zombies, I think.
Yeah.
I still, to this day, love the fact that I intentionally.
I think that's the
spent
last
my
time
lines to make
I
Tony
paid
do
you.
more hot sauce.
I hate you.
To this day, it still brings me joy that I
I
laid on the
need
That
floor.
was the greatest
Looked
thing
at Taylor.
ever.
Hey,
looked at
everyone,
Kenny, was like, guys, watch this.
Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. That video is coming up, going up this week, and
Oh.
see if you guys can spot the mistake. There's an Easter egg.
I
See
mean,
if you
it's
guys
not
can spot
really
it.
a
not
mistake.
An Easter egg.
It's an Easter egg.
It is not an Easter egg.
don't
Unless you
care.
plan to do it again.
We are not doing it again. We shouldn't be doing
I
it
don't know.
this time.
Watching Tony die
continuity.
was pretty funny.
Continuity?
That is
Maybe.
You can count this as your first win over me, Tony. Haha! See, I told you it was gonna happen one of these days.
so okay.
Dumb ways to die.
Yeah. Okay, so
We should find that and post that little bit just on TikTok with those words. That's what we should
It's one
do.
of David's fights, like Tony says that, and just cuts to David just roundhouse kicking it
Or,
in the head.
or hold on. Another thing we could do that with was when your head bounces off the wall.
Oh, dude, yeah. When David just
Thunk.
mollywops the crap out of you. Look, David, hit me. Okay. Boom. And you just see Ian's
Or-
Ian.exe just stopped working for a minute.
Whose head did you bounce off the wall or the window in the bus?
That was also
Wasn't
mine.
that also
I
Ian?
don't
That was
remember.
also mine.
Yep, that was also Ian.
This studio has just been head
What
trauma
the bus
for
driver
Ian.
sees.
Oh.
And then you just road car start smacking my head.
You were the
window.
ADHD one.
You were
Man,
rolling
that
backward
that
in
video
the-
was in the works for so long before we finally filmed it.
Dude, you remember the
How
video
was-
that took the longest for us to record and publish? Do you remember?
I want to see David. Do you remember?
What was the video that took us the longest to publish because we wanted to do it and we never got around to doing it? What the bus driver sees, I think, was the longest one.
No.
There's something that was in the catalogs longer than that.
That took longer for us to make.
You know what will be the winner when we finally do it?
What's that?
Zombie bus pre-trip.
I know, right? We still haven't done that one.
We have to rent a bus now because First Student won't loan us one as employees.
Retarded.
So
I mean, there's a bus sitting down for sale down at a quick.
It's not the same. It's got to
Mhm.
be a big bus.
Are you talking about passing
mean-
gas?
I am.
Really? Was it passing gas?
Dude, that took 3 years for us to make that.
Really?
Yes. Okay, so I founded Your Move Studios in 2017. We were talking about that skit before.
I don't think I was part of that one. I was
before
part of the studio
actually
by
set
then.
up the YouTube channel. We were talking about that skit then.
I remember what the bus driver sees was just a joke that we started when we were waiting for
The
school to
longest
get out.
to produce, I
yeah,
believe.
but that
David.
wasn't until I want to say
And I think that was one of the funniest things I've ever done in my life. The way I did that.
that might have been the same year that Ian.
That was the
started.
very first video I was in, actually.
Which
Well,
one?
No, but I'm talking about when we put it into planning. I want to say that might have been the same year that
Which
Ian
one?
started
Was the bus
working
driver season my
as a
very
bus
first video?
driver. But
Uh,
now I'm thinking it was
Okay.
probably
It
a
was.
year
Yeah,
prior
you
to
had
that.
painted my arm.
But passing
I had
gas
painted your arm. I
took us
painted
I was-
Rachel's back, and I was in the
years.
back of the bus painting my own
to
leg.
film and
Yeah, I wasn't a trainer at the time.
yeah.
I was still
Because
on.
in that video, as I was
David-
crawling over the
David
seats,
still
you can see
worked
that
at
my
the Pendleton
sweatpants was
666.
way up here, and I had this like painted
Pendle-
sleeve
David
on
still
my
worked at the
leg.
Pendleton location.
Daggum.
Wait, are you asking the longest to produce or the longest and still not made? No, the one so far, the one that took the longest to be made and be produced was passing
Passing
gas.
gas.
See, I
You know what?
don't think I
David
was
might
part of
actually
that
have
one.
us on this one. Is it? Go ahead and put it out in the chat, David. Let me see if I'm right. On the video that he thinks has taken the longest, then that's still yet to be made.
Why? Because it's in your folder somewhere.
The
No,
folder
we've
that's
never
gone.
filmed it. If it's the one I'm thinking of, and I want to see, I'm waiting for him to put it in the chat.
Is he gonna do boxing chess? Is that?
That's the one I'm thinking he's gonna put.
He's
in
gonna
there.
put boxing
You
chess.
think he will? Let's see.
I don't know
Is
if
it
that one's
boxing
ever
chess?
been like, oh, we're really gonna do that one.
I would do it.
He really wants to.
I will. Okay,
Oh
David.
dear.
David, if you get over here, I will do boxing chess with you, 100%.
I
He-
mean,
he
I would
only
say
wants to
I would do
if he
it,
can punch
but
Kenny.
I don't feel like being.
I mean, we can both just beat up Kenny and then play chess.
Why?
Just stomp Kenny into the ground and be like,
Just-
chess.
This sounds like back burner forever and always.
We're just, at one point, one of us going to get an aluminum chair out and start beating Kenny over the head with a folding chair and then just, all
He
right.
says I can't remember. Surprisingly, the quickest was the mind swap, which I texted you from school, and you guys just knocked it out. That was.
We got a surprising amount of views from
Yeah,
that one too.
Body swap.
We just knocked it out like randomly too. We're like, hey, we're done doing the real thing. Let's do some side work, and then that ended up becoming one of our best videos on our YouTube channel
Yeah,
ever.
it was.
Body swap.
Yeah.
Man, that was crazy how successful that was. You need to stop leaning backwards in your chair. Taylor almost died. Right there in front of God and everybody.
That was actually kind of fun.
No more.
This is why we don't lean back in our chairs.
Fun
They're my
ways
chairs.
to
I have yet
die.
to break one of my own chairs. Everybody else just keeps
There's
breaking
a
my
first
chairs.
time for everything.
This is why you're the token hire.
Thank you for pointing that out.
That's probably that's going to be a recurring bit. You got to point that out at least one time every week now.
That or Periscope.
That Taylor is the diversity hire.
The diversity hire.
That and me shouting blasphemy.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
So okay, I actually have a few topics I brought tonight to discuss.
Someone mark the calendar. Wait, hold on. Does it have to do with John Wick?
No.
Okay, now someone mark.
Although, now that we brought it up,
my god.
the most recent trailer was Redux with a rap version of the Sopranos theme song. I cannot tell you how disconcerting it is to hear. Woke up this morning,
David?
got yourself a gun, and then all of a sudden dude just starts breaking it down full
You
rap,
may
and
not
I'm
want to
like,
come back.
What did David say?
I will kill you. I don't even care.
I missed you
Yes.
so much, David.
Yes, David.
You all suck.
equal-
I hate you all.
Hey,
Don't
we're
touch
showing
me.
your people equal rights, and
Comedical.
equal lefts.
You know, one day
I
one of
wish
my
we could
people
all
is going to beat you. Try to beat you.
I wish we could have seen. I wish people could see the look on her face when I said that. Equal rights,
There's-
equal lefts.
Well, if we're trying to use juxtaposition, then wouldn't it be better to use Ian and Taylor, our biggest and smallest
Yeah, no,
member?
just
I don't know how I feel about that because he would just pick me up and throw me.
yeah, no. It would,
Boxing, chess, you don't get thrown in boxing.
Ian would find a way to throw me.
You just
I'm not sure how comfortable I would be striking a woman though. Like I don't know if I could actually bring myself to do that.
equality.
Oh, come on. You insult yourself in the mirror every night.
I'm a misogynist, okay? I don't hit women.
Wouldn't it be funny if I actually was the one that got to kick your ass?
It would be.
I know.
It would be kind of funny. We'll have to hash out the details at some point. Not now.
Okay, but anyway, so not talking about John Wick, even though Tony got me off on that side tangent about the Sopranos rap, which I don't like.
Not talking about John Wick. We're talking about the trailer with the Sopranos theme music.
Not talking about that either. So, saw a thing on
I
TikTok
mean-
today.
I mean, I can answer it.
So, Tony, I kind of need you to be here for this.
What?
Because you're the only one who knows.
I think you're the first person to ever say that.
Probably the last.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You got more cake.
Yeah, the only ice cream she had was like chocolate mint chip.
I have Rocky Road in there.
I'm not eating Rocky Road ice cream with chocolate cake. I am a fat man, but I do have standards.
They are wide and low.
Taylor has a point. That would be even funnier.
So, Tony,
What?
even match with their gear.
So we need to make Ian look like he's nervous in the middle of a chess game, and then
Ian is like this big macho man, and then this little
I
person
thought
just
you said we would discuss
beats
this later.
him.
well, now I'm
Kenny,
curious.
no, we are discussing this later. Let me get my topic out.
Okay,
it is
let
a
him
good
get his
topic.
topic out, and then we'll go back to this.
Oh dear.
So, Tony, seeing as you're the one who I
You need to
trust,
stop leaning back in that chair.
I know. It's
Kenny, I swear to God,
You can get your topic out when I'm saving when I'm done saving Taylor's
let
life.
the diversity hire die. We can get another one.
Oh.
I don't know about that one.
No, that's not true. It took us quite a few years to find this one.
Find me. I just kind of showed up one day.
We'll just
Never
roll
left.
through the street at 5 miles an hour, dragging a tortilla behind the truck, and see what happens.
It can't just be a normal tortilla. It
If
has
we
to
do
be
get a new
homemade.
Taylor, though, I'm gonna call her Taylor 2.0,
Yes.
regardless of who it is.
I'll make a homemade tortilla.
Even if it's we gotta wait like 20 years for Paisley to grow up, it's gonna be Taylor 2.0.
Yes. Okay, so Van Helsing, Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing, before he goes to Transylvania, versus I forget his character's name, McConnell from The Mummy. Mummy Returns, specific.
Rick O'Connell.
Rick O'Connell.
I mean, he's in all three.
Who?
But
Yes, but in Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, he is older and not at his prime, whereas I consider him in Mummy Returns, when he's facing Scorpion King, to be like absolute prime.
those movies killed his body.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. Who do you think wins, Tony? Van Helsing or Rick?
Van Helsing.
No.
Yep.
No, O'Connell takes
I
it.
believe O'Connell would win with that one.
No, O'Connell takes it hard. Better
I
technology,
have the money on
more
VHS.
more varied, and also I would say many more feats to his name. Oh yeah, dude, he beat the almost like god tier Mummy King like twice at this point,
The Rock.
and the Scorpion King beat
Dwayne
him too.
The Rock Johnson.
For a mere mortal man to do all that with like early 20th century firearms, and I don't
And
know.
even then, he didn't even use firearms in that
He-
fight.
Yeah, he did it with a sword.
Not, and well, he had the staff as well. But even then, he
Even
didn't have
then,
it most of the time.
Versus, we look at Van Helsing. He's got some cool
oh look,
steampunk
my dad has
gadgets.
joined. Oh dear.
He's got some cool steampunk
awesome.
gadgets and a
Hello,
repeating
Mr. Herrera.
crossbow.
Hey.
And he gets his butt kicked.
Wait, what?
Oh wait, no, he does not get his butt kicked by Jekyll and Hyde. I forgot. Either way, though, O'Connell still takes Van Helsing. Easy.
Negative.
Yes.
No, Van Helsing is stronger. He's lived longer. I mean, he's quite literally the right hand of God.
But at the same time, the
Yeah,
Scorpion
but
King
before he
lived
goes to
a lot
Transylvania,
longer,
he doesn't-
too.
Yeah, and O'Connell had the help of Emotep, whereas Van Helsing has been fighting.
Emotep
Okay,
wasn't
well,
really
look,
helping
the beginning-
him.
At the beginning of that, Imhotep was not helping him. Imhotep was trying to do it
But
by
he
himself.
did, didn't he? He was trying to do it by himself.
I mean,
And then
not
it wound up-
really.
it wound
No,
up taking-
Imhotep didn't really help at all.
No.
Yeah,
He
was.
ended up falling and down, and the reason O'Connell saved him, and then he didn't even save him, but Moxina Moon was literally standing here and left him there to die.
Yeah, and he just kind of gives up at that point.
Yeah,
No, they were
he didn't help O'Connell
they were
at
fighting
all.
the same enemy, but they were not helping each other.
No, they were fighting each other at the
I
same
didn't
time.
say that as in like he intended to help him. What I'm saying is that he provided a distraction, whereas Van Helsing took out all of those monsters on his own.
Yeah, but let's pit.
And as far as better technology goes, the dude had a fully automatic crossbow.
Yeah,
O'Connell
kinda-
did not have fully automatic.
And that's kind
yeah,
of
he
the
did.
point.
He rolled in with a Thompson.
Oh yeah, that's true.
In The Mummy Returns,
Yeah, in The Mummy Returns, he straight up rolls up to the museum, opens up his trunk, pulls out a trench gun and a Tommy gun, and says, "Let's go do a
He
thing."
was so sad about that car.
I know. And then at the very end of the first movie, freaking what's his face rips a Lewis gun off of a plane to go do stuff.
I still think that Van Helsing's got it. He's
No.
he's
No.
just stronger and
No.
better.
He may be physically stronger, but O'Connell is by far a better warrior, especially by the time a Mummy Returns.
negative.
Oh, dude, it's not even a competition.
Negative.
I agree with Ian.
That's
Like-
fine. You can both be wrong.
Just because you've been proven wrong doesn't mean you have to stand by
I-
your point every time.
I'm not been proven wrong on this one.
On this one, but you've been proven wrong on other things.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so then
Insert comment about acting like your parental figure here.
okay, here's another good one.
There's no crack pipe around here. I can't act like my parental figure.
Yeah, and you're clearly not skinny enough either.
I'm gonna keep my
See?
next comment to myself.
My,
Yeah, because your parental figure's in the chat.
Actually, I mean, I can talk about him all I want, but
my socks aren't physically wet, but emotionally I feel like my socks are wet.
Dad, the guy that just texted you is another person of our group. He's just not here.
okay. Okay, so
Your next topic.
this
Ian.
next one, I like this one a lot too. You ready, Tony? John Wick versus Daniel Craig's James Bond at his peak. We are talking between Solace
Dude,
and
that is
Skyfall.
such a lopsided fight because Daniel Craig's James Bond is a pansy.
Okay, but
I
really
didn't
not.
really-
But really, yeah.
Okay, Skyfall especially proves that's not true. That ending
Totally.
fight,
100%.
that
He's a
ending
pansy.
fight was like Home Alone on steroids.
Negative.
No. Okay, no. Okay, you know what? Fine. John Wick versus Colonel John Matrix from Commando.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen? Okay, I know what we're doing tomorrow.
My
Greatest-
dad. Okay.
The greatest Arnold Schwarzenegger movie of all time. It's
Terminator
literally-
2.
No. Although I will admit that is movie-wise, like story-wise, a better movie. Watching Commando is like making a line of cocaine, cutting it with pre-workout, and then doing 4 lines of it and like punching a communist in the face. It is the most American and awesome thing you
I'm
can
gonna
do.
throw my comment out there, and you're all gonna hate me for it. I didn't like any of the John Wicks, and I didn't care for any of the James Bonds either.
You
Why
can
did
get
we
out.
hire you?
Token hire.
Get out.
Blasphemy.
Diversity hire.
Get out right now. Don't even use the door. Use the window. Get
The
out.
only window that works is my bedroom window.
Get
We'll throw you out of it. Anyways, okay, so has anyone here besides me seen Commando?
I've seen Commando.
John Wick versus Commando. John Wick versus Colonel John Matrix.
I'm gonna go with John Wick.
I'm gonna go with John Wick just because Commando is obviously just the.
Okay, but like,
Okay,
look at how much damage Matrix soaks
I feel
up
like he's
and just
gonna take the
tanks.
opposing view, regardless.
No, I actually have thought this through, and it truly boils down to John Wick is what happens when you try to base it in reality and then just take it to the extreme of what reality can be. And then Commando is what happens when you give Arnold Schwarzenegger a full budget in the 80s and say, make an action movie.
That doesn't mean anything as far as the fight goes, or
Okay,
the skill, or the
Let me
skill
finish.
of the character.
then let me explain. In the very first 20 minutes in the movie, we see him on screen carrying a fully cut down tree with one arm. And then, not 2 minutes later, after this whole thing, he and a couple of guys are ambushed. And when one of the dudes is laying on the ground next to him asking, "How did you know they were coming?" This man looks him dead in the eyes and says, "They're upwind, it gives them away." And the guy goes, "Wait, you could smell them?" And Matrix goes, "You couldn't?"
I think they need to hear it because they're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So this man, unironically, had enough situational awareness to, after a helicopter had just taken off, smell incoming enemy forces from what must be, I don't know, a couple 100 feet away, and he could smell them coming. Let me start listing some more feats then. He has jumped away from a grenade that blew up 2 feet away from him and limped it off. And less than 2 minutes later, he was killing guys with garden implements. He had enough muscular strength left after being blown up by a fragmentation grenade to lop a dude's arm off with a machete, killed 2 guys just by throwing saw blades like shurikens. He climbed up into the roof of a garden shack, and then proceeded to basically inverse flip down and stab a dude with a pitchfork. Let's see here. What else has he done? Oh yeah. He has casually flipped thrown cars. There was the time where he was getting piled on by like 20 different dudes of like mall cops, and he just stands up and sends them all cartwheeling. Oh, here's a good one. He ripped a phone booth out of the ground with a guy in it and then threw it over his shoulder. Held a fully grown man over a cliff with one arm and then dropped him.
Can I stop you now before you ramble on anymore?
No.
But I want to talk about something.
No. You will hear these feats and we will finish this fight. John Wick is durable. Matrix literally pushed his Chevy Blazer down a mountainside while riding in it. To the point where they then missed the caravan. It blew up, he crawled up and beat up 4 dudes before they got him down. After being in a blown up car.
So now that we're done listening to the whole rundown of the movie,
Not even close. It gets so much better.
John Wick still wins.
No, dude.
So, talking about
John Wick still wins, and I
Arnold
would explain,
Schwarzenegger.
but I would know that you would just interrupt me anyways. John Wick wins. Period.
oh my god.
Unlike you guys, I let you talk.
Bullshit. Sorry. Yep. Nope. That one's on me.
You're the token hire. You don't count.
You stood up for me once. Other than that, I've been walked over this entire time since we've started this. But, so you were talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. So a while back, I listened to
yeah.
to something that was by a comedian by the name of Pablo Francisco. He, I almost wish they would actually make this movie. It's called Little Tortilla Boy, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay. Little tortilla boy. Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's funny because there's all this action as he's describing it. He's doing this. He's doing it in one of the voices that, like, you know, the big voiceover as they're introducing a movie preview. And one of the big things is, like, he sold tortillas on the corner, and it's really cool. I'll have to have you guys listen to it. I think it's really funny. But I honestly wish they would make a movie like that. It'd be rather interesting to see Arnold Schwarzenegger making tortillas and then killing people because they're trying to take his tortillas.
I mean, we've seen him kill people for less. Let's be real here, guys. We've seen him kill for a lot less than that.
Diesel is easy to smell, and Arnold relies on his strength. John Wick has stealth, sharpshooting, close quarters combat technique, etc.
We are all on the short bus.
I don't know about accuracy. And also,
What?
no, it just...
Out of all three movies, you don't know about accuracy?
You gonna let me finish?
No.
Just saying, that was the most ridiculous thing that I've heard ever.
We see...
ever heard
We
you say.
see... I can't think of a time in the movie where Arnold shoots at something and misses. Like, every shot in the movie, he is hitting it, and it's not even close. To the point where there's even a couple collat kills because he's like, oh, hey, I'm going to do this, and he gets like 3 dudes with it. John does miss occasionally. Not all the time, but I don't think we ever actually see Colonel John Matrix miss a shot in the movie.
So here's
Taylor, chat.
I don't understand that question, Dad. Who would win in a fight, O'Connell or Alice from Resident Evil?
O'Connell.
Alice.
I think O'Connell, personally. I've only
Dude,
seen...
she has superpowers.
And he's beaten people with superpowers.
Oh my god.
Multiple times.
I can't with you. He loses, dude. Hands down.
I don't know.
On
I
any type
think
of
it'd be a
power
pretty
scaling
fair
whatsoever,
fight.
Outside of any plot armor that is vital to the story.
My
of the
dad agrees
movie,
with David.
Out of any plot armor that's vital to the story, you want to go ahead and put character against character, then you actually have to put their stats next to them. And every person that you've listed so far you're saying that they win just because they won in the movies. Well, they're the hero of the story.
Okay.
They're
But
gonna
I'm listing
win.
actual achievements they've made in the movies is why I'm saying they win. I'm not just saying
I
they
want to
win.
know my dad's opinion on this. So, Dad, you've watched both The
Right,
Mummy
but
and
like
you've
he
watched
went ahead and
all the Resident
listed,
Evils.
he went
Who
ahead
would
and
win,
listed
Alice
the reason
or
why he
O'Connell?
would lose. It doesn't matter if he can flip a car; he can't stop a bullet, bud.
Yeah, but I didn't even get to fully refute all of them before you're telling me I'm wrong.
Hold on.
You guys aren't even
Hold on,
letting me
hold on, hold
defend
on, hold on.
myself. You're just
I-
cutting me off and telling me I'm wrong.
Let me rephrase this to make this an easy question. After she loses her powers.
I mean, you want to say that we didn't let you? I literally sat here and had you almost like tell us the entire movie.
I was just listing feats, dude.
I know. I give you a chance.
And how many times have I listened to you do the same thing, and yet you're over here giving me guff about it? How many times have I listened to you do the same thing? I
He's-
can't even begin to count.
He's not wrong.
And how many times have you just disagreed with me, regardless of any other evidence?
Not as many as you're thinking.
Pot, meat, kettle.
Moving on to a next topic. Who has another topic?
So when it comes to geopolitics,
No.
because I've been waiting for my opportunity, and I always offer to be the one to start, but no, we haven't been taking that
Somebody
up since
else
the first one.
interrupt him, please.
Oh no! I was told I need to wait my turn.
Do you guys know of the country of Belarus?
No.
Yes.
Negative. I don't
Belarus.
know about the country of Belarus. Kenny, tell us more.
AKA
I'm very interested in this topic.
Mini Russia.
Mini Russia.
Mini Russia. Belarus is basically the slave country of Russia willingly.
So
I don't
Belarus is
remember
separate
what the
country.
name of the president is in Belarus right now, but suffice it to say that this individual has been rigging the polls ever
David
since they got
said-
into office.
David said him and my dad win by default, by the way.
Non-stop has been rigging the polls to become the elected leader of Belarus. And every time someone gets
Well-
enough political backing to fight against him, he puts them in jail.
What do you expect
I'm
in a
not gonna
Crom-Block
lie.
country?
Every time you say the name, all I hear is Bellatrix.
Bellatrix.
That's all I hear. is
Yeah.
Bellatrix.
So the country Bellatrix Lestrange
Yeah, like I said,
is
what do you
mini
expect?
Voldemort.
If she was from anywhere, she would be from Russia.
She does kind of remind me of like Harley Quinn to Joker.
Yeah.
Literally, what do you
There's
expect?
a lot of similarities to there.
That would be a
When-
good casting.
Wouldn't
When
it?
it comes to
Helena Bonham Carter is Harley Quinn.
Think about it.
I see it.
Like an older Harley Quinn.
Pair her with Willem Dafoe's Joker.
Oh, that's a good casting. Now tell us more about this bottom country.
this bottom country,
Yeah,
oh,
he
This-
sent me
yeah,
that.
this-
what a burn!
This Crom-Block piece of trash.
Oh. So, basically, the reason why this last
Good night,
remaining
David. Have a
dictator.
good night.
Oh, hey, good night, bud. Take care, bud.
We'll
It's
see you
always
Saturday.
it's always a pleasure hanging out with you, bud.
Phallic potato.
My dad. Okay.
Why are you the way you is? Belarus is known for being the last European dictator because, and I don't for the life of me remember this guy's name, but the reason he
Your
is,
phone is right there. Look it
I'm
up.
not gonna constantly be in my phone during. I did shatter the screen. But the only reason, I would say the biggest reason he's in support of Russia is because Russia will actually pander to his presidency.
Of course he
And-
is. He's
and
the
say-
willing bottom. They're going to keep that in power.
And
That
so,
brownie size just gradually gets bigger every time you leave my kitchen.
Next time
Tony,
it's
that's
just gonna
bigger
be the
than your
pan.
hand.
Russia
Next
will
time it's just going to be the pan.
support Belarus and expects support from Belarus and many different things. Most key of all is that most of Russia's armed forces are in Belarus right now should they need to invade Ukraine again. I know there's an ongoing war. It's died down a lot.
Yeah.
But most of, like, basically, I don't remember who it was that said this, but this is going to be a quote without a name. There is no such thing as peace. Peace is just all factions reloading. So this is where Russia is reloading. They're occupying Belarus. But Belarus hasn't sent a single soldier at Ukraine.
Probably because they're just too busy, supplying and being, oh, Daddy Russia, what can we do to help?
When Belarus is armed with folks that don't even want to be in the armed services,
Yeah.
and are really only in those positions because they would rather be in that position than being a citizen being shot at for, talking against the guy that will have you shot for pointing out the bald spot in the back of his head. That happened.
It did.
This dictator is as bad as the people in North Korea. You point out the bald spot in the back of his head, death penalty.
Well, then Russia probably doesn't want their conscripts over there because Russia's already having enough trouble with their own conscripts.
I know. But
So
the
they don't
conscripts
want
would rather be in
Belarus come-
Belarus than Ukraine because that means they don't fight. But Belarus
mean-
isn't going to send their own people because they're already lacking a lot of individuals as is. Their people don't want to fight. The dictator himself is already having a hard time holding the people under control as is. So if he was to just say, oh, hey, we're sending you to war, there would be mass rioting greater than there already is in Belarus. But also, he's not equipped to go to war.
Wait, is this
All
one-
of his war machines and equipment are at least 30 years old.
Is this one of those things where I could go over to Belarus and assassinate the guy and then get super made by the mafia and the CIA?
Don't
Like
judge
they were
me,
doing with
Ian. I have
Castro.
to hide my treats.
It might be one of those things where somebody from a first world country would definitely look very technologically advanced.
Oh So for the audience who didn't just see that,
I'm so sorry. I
poor
wasn't
Tony
looking.
is chewing on a brownie, and Taylor just beans him in the throat with one of those strawberry grandma hard candies to the point where Tony has now turned a nice shade of tomato red.
Grandma
And he's choking
strawberry
on it.
candies?
Yes.
sorry, I wasn't looking
That's
when
really
I
funny.
knocked at you.
Like those
And yes,
solid
Dad,
strawberry
I'm taking
ones
one of these
that
now.
one
are
of your
just
candies at him.
yeah. No,
For a minute there, I thought I was back at Grandma's house. It's like,
holy
that
crap!
was a sudden
thing
blast
that-
from the past right there. Just, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get into your. Moving
Brownies.
on. Moving on.
We all know what your grandma was like.
Tony, do we need to talk on the way home?
I mean,
So it's not hard to imagine that we've sanctioned the absolute snot rockets out of Belarus.
Oh yeah.
Just about every
Bellatrix.
Lestrange. I got hard candy in my mouth now, so my voice is going to sound a little funny. But what Belarus has done in response, and I should say the Belarus regime that is currently running the country, what they've done in response to a lot of the European Union is that they're inundating the European Union with a lot of migrants from other countries that have like communist authoritarian say governments. So for example, people that are coming from China are flying into Belarus because Belarus is allowing them cheap airfare to get in. And they'll say, hey, if you come this way, we'll bus you to the border and you go into whatever our neighboring states are, like I believe it's France or Switzerland, something like that. Not France, obviously it's not France, but Switzerland. I'm gonna look a real fool if it's not Switzerland, but I think it's Switzerland. But obviously they didn't check in with Switzerland on this. Switzerland's like, they didn't agree to anything. So what Belarus is doing is they're allowing people to come in for dirt cheap prices to fly into Belarus. They're busing them to the border and saying, this is where you live now. And they're giving them pickaxes and saws and shovels to try and dig through the border. And Switzerland, or whatever that country is that's neighboring to the west of Belarus, is sent armed guards to the border and is not letting people cross. So now there's a bunch of displaced civilians that have no home. They're not citizens of Belarus. They're not citizens of Switzerland. They're stuck on the border between the two countries and they live nowhere. And Belarus just keeps feeding that body system. They keep feeding into it. There's an ever-growing population of people between these two countries that have no allegiance to anyone.
So, Kenny, I have a solution in mind. Do you know what the difference between no Russian and no Belarusian is? 3 letters.
What's that?
Bellatrixin.
No, you're not getting the joke.
Is that a COD reference?
Yeah, no Russian, no Belarusian. 3 letters and some ammo.
Woo.
Can't be a problem if there's no problem.
I'm somewhat surprised that this dictator, this final dictator in Europe, hasn't been assassinated.
CIA, hit me up. I'm looking for something to do with my spare time.
Wow.
Dude, I blend in over there. Let's be real here.
You don't blend in anywhere.
I'm giant, white, and blonde. I blend in a Slavic
You're
country.
a walking billboard is what you are.
I'm just saying, CIA, hit me up.
Someone else do what did you say?
Okay. Which canonical version of not
I was
canonical?
very concerned when you got off the chair to kneel on the floor.
Keep it. Sorry, watch where you're going with that sentence. Just dropped my freaking pouches. That's it.
Okay, Tony, since you're the only one here,
Yeah.
I'll talk to you.
What?
You put every version of Batman in a room. Who wins in a fight?
In a fight?
In a fight.
Ah, that's a tough one.
Minus the Batman who laughs, because that's just a cop-out answer.
Oh wait, you're talking like comic book.
Comic book, movie, video game. Like Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, the Arkham Batman, the Telltale Batman. Like they all roll up into a room and all decide to go throw down. In my mind, I have what is canonically a right answer. And then I have a couple other answers that could also work. but canonically, I think I have the best answer.
What's your answer? Because I'm going through so many Batmans in my head right
So
now.
the number one answer is Arkham series, the Arkhamverse Batman.
Why?
The man is an absolute monster. He is a machine. He has each of his games. He takes so much abuse that none of the movie Batman could ever compare. To the point where I'm even having trouble thinking of some of the comic book Batman could keep up. Like Arkham Knight, the very beginning of the game, he is already hallucinating from Joker poisoning. About 20 minutes, I guess maybe an hour into his in-game night, he is pinned down by the Arkham Knight, shot center mass, because the dude works a gun under his crack, says, I know where your weak spot is, and shoots him. And he is using lethal rounds. We see this. He is shooting actual bullets, and then he does everything in Arkham Knight with a bullet lodged in his center mass. He is hallucinating and dying to Joker poison. Pushed to the absolute limit, fighting so every villain he has. And he does it all. He wins. There's no ambiguous, oh, did the villain actually? No. He wins. And he wins with all of that against him. I mean, you want to see him in his prime. Look at him in Arkham Asylum. He tears them apart. He ends the game of Arkham Asylum by spraying his fist with a liquid C4 and punching Joker in the face, and he doesn't even break his hand. He punched him so hard with an explosive on his fist that it blew up his bat glove. And it didn't break his hand. He is almost, I would say that Arkham Batman is borderline superhuman. Like, not even peak human, like, borderline superhuman. Then you look at all his gadgets and stuff, and it's just, Arkham Batman is, like, scary.
That was the only Batman video game I played, was the Arkham Asylum one.
So Arkham Batman was actually pretty consistent Batman throughout all of the iterations of Batman. Was the closest to the original. I can't say the original, but the peak Batman idea that there was. And as far as movies go, the closest thing that you get to an Arkham Batman is actually Batfleck.
Yeah, I was about to say, but even then, you pit Batfleck against Arkham Knight. Dude, Batfleck's getting put in a body bag.
I never played Arkham Knight. But
another one that I will say is top tier.
I played it when I had my 360
I'm so
still.
sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Please keep going.
no, you're fine. Go ahead.
I'm just passionate about this. Injustice Batman. Literally keeping up with metahumans on the daily. Yes, he does have extra substance in him to do it, but he's still beating Superman.
I mean, really,
Sinestro on
like,
the daily, keeping up with him, beating them.
Like he actually didn't take any of the super pills in Injustice. That was all of his fight against the Superman regime in Injustice was prep time. Because he had all of those contingencies put in place prior to. Now, if you want to go down to a raw dog fight with that type of thing, I would actually go to, I believe it's called the Red Death. So, the Batman Who Laughs. That's part of the dark.
I specifically ruled him out.
I know. But listen, I'm saying this is the storyline that you're going to catch the Red Death from. So,
Put it right here behind your ear.
so the so the Red Death,
Okay.
for reference, the Batman Who Laughs comes from a dark universe of comic books, and which is where the Red Death comes
Put
from.
it
The
up
Red
behind
Death
your
is Batman, except for he's siphoned all of the
Without
Speed
doing
Force
that.
from that universe's Flash and put it inside of himself. So now you have someone who is as smart as Batman and as fast as the Flash.
Okay, I probably should have worded this a little bit better and taken my comic books, because there's a lot of like stupidly OP versions of comic books I don't even know about.
But that's who I would choose.
That oddly
Probably
feels good,
probably
doesn't
the
it?
Red Death.
Okay, now let's take away all comics
That's
version and
great
just do it with on-screen representations of Batman.
I would probably still go with Batfleck.
Batfleck is probably my number 3 pick.
I don't even like Batfleck, but I mean I've got to scale it up as to the right things, and he's that iteration of Batman in all of the movies. He's at peak human physical
is what he is. He's peak human at that point in time. So he's peak Batman. Even as an older Batman, he is still peak Batman, to where the point where he is taking on the metahumans, even in that universe, and holding out, which is more so that you can say for any of the other Batman movies.
Movies, yes. Movies, yes. If we eliminate video games, then Batfleck stands head and shoulders above the rest of the Batman.
I feel really warm now.
Like, the only Batman who I think could compare in a somewhat of a fight is, like, Dark Knight Christian Bale. But even then, Batfleck's going to put him around. But it's going to be an interesting fight to see.
Don't look at me in that tone.
But,
Stretching.
but no, I honestly think Arkham Batman takes it. Just, like...
Did you let the audience know what's going on here?
No.
Okay. See, it's for reasons like this that I wish that we had cameras to be
That
able
was
to
the whole
film.
reason my dad just called me, actually, was to tell me that he couldn't see us.
Yeah, that we don't have the equipment necessary to set up just yet. There, PJ, I'm working on that.
I honestly think it's better if we're not seeing.
I mean,
Well,
eventually,
we'll have to
eventually, the
do, yeah.
viewers are gonna want to see us. We're gonna have to get it, but right now,
Yeah, they're gonna want to watch me deck Tony in the neck with another. candy.
but for right
Attempted murder by
now,
the token hire.
this is what we've got. This is what we work with.
All right.
In the back of your neck.
I really don't
You
want
know,
to. I really don't
a couple of the strongest versions of Batman are when he builds suits to get the job done. When he goes full Iron Man on a problem, and he's like, "I'll just build a suit to do your job better."
Like the suit that he, the suit that he put together to take on Superman in the Miller series, the Dark Knight, the Miller series.
Dark Knight Returns, yeah.
Yes, it's
What-
Miller time. Sorry.
I mean, he still loses, even though technically you could argue it was an engineered loss. But like he gives Superman the hands in that series.
Just the candy. My dad wants to see you deck.
And then we got
candy.
things like, the Hellbat suit, which is just
Yeah, the Hellbat suit allows him to do basically all kinds of crazy things. To include the Hellbat suit.
Oh yes.
It just consumes his body for energy and allows him to do super speed and
that feels so weird.
super strength.
Why is
Or
it
the
back here?
Sunbox
Like,
suit,
Teddy was over there
which is a
making
combination of Element X and the Morbius chair.
faces. Just hold still.
I did not even know that existed.
So, yeah, he's built a suit for just about any occasion. Really, it's the ingenuity of Batman is a plot device. And if the writer's like, here's a problem. Here's a suit that Batman built to defeat this problem.
Well,
Here's a suit for every occasion.
Well, I mean, he's kind of a walking plot device, not just Batman's in like he can beat him in a fight. He knows every martial art.
Okay.
Doesn't he have like 6 different doctorates or something? Like, yeah, anything Batman does is a plot device because he's built like absurdly as a
Batman
character.
is one of the creepiest superheroes.
Oh yeah,
That's what makes him the best.
I mean, his voice just reminds me of, somebody saying out of a band, "Hey, want some candy?" That's what his voice reminds me of.
so no, I just
You had some weird encounters as a child, didn't you?
Maybe.
Your crib was next to a window.
Maybe.
Near a park.
I didn't live near a park till I was 20 years old, actually.
And your window's still near it.
I wasn't talking about that park.
Technically, she still is small enough.
I have
And
slept in
she
my
prob-
daughter's crib.
and
She has needed a booster seat to drive.
probably still could be lured in by free.
It's
candy
not
outside
my
of
fault. Buses
Where did
are
you get
made
this candy from, Taylor?
for freakishly my dad, actually.
Oh,
PJ, where'd you get the candy from?
The Dollar Tree.
what's your trunk space look like?
it. Do you drive a Buick?
No, he drives a PT Cruiser.
Still big enough to fit Taylor.
She still needs a booster seat in that.
I hate you guys. You guys are so mean to me. What did I ever do to any of you?
Okay, are we really gonna go down that road?
Yes. Yes, we are.
You made me dinner.
Yes, I did.
Tony, would you like to start the Taylor bashing first?
No, I'm too tired.
I'm not gonna
Wunderbar.
James Bond has one for every situation.
Woman? Yeah.
Gadget. Gadget.
Gadget, Inspector Gadget.
Thank
Okay,
you,
how about
Q.
this,
That
James?
was an underrated movie.
James
Inspector
Bond versus
Gadget.
Inspector
You
Gadget.
don't hardly see anything about Inspector
try
Gadget.
and put that as a comparison? Inspector Gadget all the way.
I mean,
This ought to be interesting.
James Bond has guns, though. Like, go, Inspector.
Okay, but
Inspector Gadget has a whole
Inspector
Inspector-
Gadget has been up against people with guns and still come out on top.
Inspector Gadget is a robot.
Hey, he's not just a robot, he's a gadget.
Okay, so RoboCop versus Inspector Gadget.
RoboCop. RoboCop for sure.
Yeah.
Because
whatever.
not only is he like built for combat and all of that, but he also has the interface spike that he could just and kill. It just shut him down.
Okay.
So RoboCop for sure.
So I saw Death Battle's take on this. And I want your guys' take.
Oh no.
Death Battle did it take Inspector Gadget?
No,
versus
I was
RoboCop?
RoboCop. I was springboarding into another matchup with RoboCop. RoboCop versus Terminator.
Didn't they give it to Terminator?
No, they gave it to RoboCop, which I completely disagree with.
I feel like Terminator.
Oh, Terminator takes it every day of the week, but they
Chat says RoboCop.
the reasons they gave were dumb at best.
I think his thing was for
Death Battle is a little biased in its in their things. They also said that Alien X lost against Green Lantern. I think. is
Yeah,
what it
Green
was.
Lantern. Because of time travel.
Okay.
That is a powerful
Dude,
massage
they
gun.
sparked- there was like
Now
literal
try that one.
hundreds of
Try it where?
response videos to that one on why they were dumb. I actually have one of those when I got my concussion,
Tony
and
doesn't allow
and
me to
I have
touch
to use that there, otherwise my eyes will go cross-eyed and I won't be able to see.
I think Kenny's having a hard
Can you,
time.
like-
Reboot.
Can you, like, rotate your head that way while you're doing that?
I don't
That is-
need that
That is
face.
so creepy, dude.
Kenny's in reboot mode.
let me
Kenny,
get
not
closer
yet,
so you
it's
can
not
hear me
working.
breathe. It might sound kind of weird though. Oh my goodness, I can't see straight. And yes, that's what she said.
That's how it feels
Yeah,
to do
because-
drugs,
No, she
Kenny.
didn't.
For something that they rarely ever use for a Green Lantern ring, it allows the wearer to move through time. And
Ryan
basically
Reynolds
what
hated playing that role.
understandable. So what they explained
kept
is
that ring,
that
though.
Hal Jordan just went
He gave
back
that
in
ring to his
time
nephew.
before Ben started the fight and just killed him. Right at
So-
the beginning of the episode.
All right, PJ threw up a suggestion. Riddick versus who there, bud? Because I actually like this one. I know a lot about Riddick.
So do I. I grew up watching Riddick.
Expertise there. 'cause
Riddick's
I
a
will-
fun character.
Yeah, you need to watch.
I saw
the Riddick
all
series.
4 Riddick movies.
I've seen Pitch Black. I thought it was okay, but then I just didn't really feel motivated to watch any other ones.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah,
watch them.
in reality, Pitch Black was probably peak Riddick at that one.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he had mystique about him, but they did expand upon his story pretty well, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But Riddick versus who?
Riddick versus Inspector Gadget.
Riddick all the way.
Riddick.
That would just be such a go Gadget. Oh
No,
oh,
but
no.
like I can see that being a funny matchup though, because like Riddick would like blow out the candles and then like take his goggles off because he can see in the dark, and then Inspector Gadget would be like go Gadget, night vision, in almost like the same way Bane was fighting Batman.
You little fucker.
So you think the darkness is your ally, but he's saying it to Riddick.
Go Gadget.
That would be the funniest thing ever to hear Inspector Gadget tell Riddick. So you think the darkness is your
I
ally?
can kind of picture that in his 1920s like
Trench coat and hat.
and that's like the voice they uses is a 1920s detective voice.
So you
too.
think the darkness is your ally, huh?
Oh, you think the darkness is your ally, huh? You merely adopted it. I was born into it. I was molded by it. Yeah.
I hadn't
I
seen the
didn't
light
like
of day
those.
till I was already a man.
And by then, it was nothing to me but blinding.
Go Gadget Spotlight.
I'm not so sure if Riddick's really got this one all of a sudden.
I'm not
I
sure
think-
if Riddick can actually win this one, though.
I'm really convincing myself that Inspector Gadget's pretty good.
I think I just countered my own argument.
Oh no.
Is Inspector Gadget the most OP fighter of all time? Okay.
just think that'd be really funny.
Okay, let's start putting Inspector Gadget against some actual heavy hitters now. I want to see if we can
I
pull
know. Now that we actually talked about
Inspector
some of the gadgets that
Gadget
he
versus
can
the
do.
Terminator. Let's see who pulls that one out.
Make sure you keep it consistent with the actual tools that Inspector Gadget has. By the way,
I don't know
the
what he
Terminator,
packs.
Like they're the most
He's got the
non-lethal,
helicopter hat.
the most non-lethal things you
Oh, you
can
want
think
it back?
of.
Well, you're
That's
not
what he
using it. It's
packs.
off.
Oh, okay. He puts the- So,
But he's
One,
able to use
2,
them
3,
completely in a
4,
combative
5,
way,
6.
completely unintentional.
Okay, so
And
then
then
let's just say versus the
one more
T-800 Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator. Who's got it, Inspector Gadget or the Terminator?
All right, there we go. Who do you guys think? Gadget versus the Terminator,
Oh wow.
T-800.
the T-800.
That's the silver guy, right?
No, that's
T-800 is Arnie.
Oh, okay.
if it's liquid metal, I'm probably gonna give it to liquid
I
metal.
would say
Liquid
liquid
metal
metal.
takes it 'cause
would-
it's liquid
would
metal.
it.
But T-800s is Arnold.
Isn't that the T1000?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Inspector Gadget could win that one.
I'm pretty sure my microphone's kicking.
Yeah.
Turn this
Okay.
up.
So we got to figure out how though. How would Inspector Gadget win that one?
Oh
I mean,
my
he's pretty good at
goodness.
aim.
All of his weaponry is non-lethal.
Yes.
Right, so he has to be able to improvise non-lethal weaponry with a lethal attack.
Well, the heroes in the
He's
story
got
beat
two-
him with the environment, so he could probably do the same thing. Just kill him with the environment,
What environment?
crush him under something. I mean, they were in a factory. They were like, "Oh, crawl towards us, man of steel," and then
That's
They crushed him in a
his
hydraulic
T1000
press.
would win.
Well, yeah, that's what I said.
I'm pretty
Liquid
sure
metal
Inspector
would
Gadget can
definitely win.
manufacture a circumstance where the environment destroys.
Yeah, I could see
Terminator.
it actually. He'd be like, "Go Gadget rollerblades," and then as he's
He
like
would put
riding,
something.
then
He's got something slimy. I know he does.
he
But
does.
He
Go
would put,
Gadget oil slick. That voice is coming out every time now.
Yes, it would. He would drop that, and Arnold would slip
Go
on
Gadget.
Go Gadget garden hose, and he just wrap him up, and then just like drag him into lava.
He had silly string too, if I remember
Go
right.
go, you're terminated.
Go Gadget victory.
He'd fly out of Arnold's reach with his helicopter head.
Blasting off again.
Okay. Go Gadget versus the Predator.
Ooh.
A full-blooded Yautja. No scrub.
Are we
no-
allowing the Predator to just straight up assassinate him? Because it's probably what it would do.
Yeah.
If he can.
He can go. Inspector Gadget doesn't
He
have.
doesn't have precognition or anything.
and
No,
he
but,
also
like-
doesn't have. He doesn't have the ability to see infrared. That has never been in any of his arsenal.
Okay, but he could oil slick the Predator if he sees him outlined, and he could, because Predator technology
But he's
is
got to be able.
short-circuiting.
He's got to be able to do that before he gets. Before he
Laser cannon.
Okay,
yeah.
so here's the thing. Do we think it's
plasma
called
cannon.
plasma
Actually.
caster?
Caster. Thank you.
Can Inspector Gadget take a round or two from a plasma caster? Do we think he can?
No.
Okay, so then I think if we're doing like a fight tree, I think this is where
Go-Go Gadget versus
Inspector
Alien.
Gadget
The
styles.
gauntlet ends here
the gauntlet.
with the
Okay.
Predator.
No, okay. Before we go to the Predator,
That one, oh, yep. See, even chat says Predator.
before we get to the Predator, go Inspector Gadget versus a Xenomorph, a drone, just a standard drone.
The
Not looking
Xenomorph.
at Queen or
At
anything.
best, it's a tie.
I'm gonna give it to the Xenomorph because the ability to bleed acid on top of
That's why it'll always be a tie at best for Inspector Gadget. Because even if he wins, it'll just cover him.
All right, I'll give it.
That's
You that's a good argument.
He doesn't have a Go Gadget acid cancel.
no, he doesn't.
Go Gadget base.
Go
but
Go
see-
Gadget
see-
tank of milk.
See, Grandma, I told you that staying up and watching all those cartoons on Saturday was eventually gonna amount to something. I watched Inspector Gadget every morning before school.
I'm gonna try and stand up after this, and I'm just gonna fall to the ground.
You're going to laugh.
I can attest that is a high possibility of happening.
I mean, my dad let me watch Cops growing up, so I watched Cops since the age of like 3.
Is that what's wrong with you?
Wow.
I mean,
You
probably.
think that's
He
the
ju-
extent of what's wrong with
He
her?
he judged me for letting Paisley watch Forensic Files. Not that that's any better than Cops, but
I was gonna say at least
No.
Cops is somewhat
Sounds
reality.
like Cops is at least entertaining.
I think I'm massaging my soul.
It's
I don't
okay.
think Kenny's gonna get out of my
move
chair.
I guess that says a lot of.
No, that's like I said. Don't go there. Move on. Move on.
Did you see Ian's reaction when I put it on his leg?
It was like surprise.
Oh no!
It was discomfort.
Can I do it one more time?
No,
Oh,
I will flip your chair if you try.
I've already done that tonight. Let's not do it again.
Like I just don't feel anything.
I think Tony now needs it. Because I think Tony
Tony
doesn't
drinks
try.
loud snap. Tony drinks, and I feel Kenny just uses a massage gun.
I think Tony needs my shotgun.
Anything below your neck?
As oh my god.
Oh, I forgot I was wearing my vest still.
Okay.
I like how you tried to whisper that into the microphone.
That's because people need to know how stupid you are.
Ouch.
You know what? I can't argue this.
Guys, I'm stuck.
I've made a mistake.
The bad thing is like I didn't even.
Does
like,
anyone else taste metal?
That wasn't even like a. That wasn't even like a forced pop or anything. All I did was move my head to the side. It hurts so bad.
It hurts so good. It hurt.
Reason number 3012 why we don't need cameras.
Crap. My eyes doing this thing.
He snapped it so hard he can't see.
Tony starting to blue screen.
That's how you do a hard reset right there. Okay, moving on.
I don't know,
We
I
got
think-
Dead Space.
I think Kenny's got you beat with hard reset.
Doom Guy versus the Predator.
Oh, Doom Guy every day of the week. Twice on Friday.
It's really hard to scale Doom Guy, in my opinion.
Well, he can't die and his strength is infinite.
He can too.
Game-wise, but he's technically immortal.
I was gonna say I die in that game all the time.
That's just because you
I saw a joke like that for The Last of Us.
wait, hold on. I've got
Like
one
the,
really
the,
quick.
the new Netflix series for Last of Us isn't lore accurate because it doesn't show Joel dying all the time like my run throughs.
Hey, Snake Eyes
I can't,
versus
I, don't, I
Riddick.
can't even feel. I don't register in my brain that I'm holding a
Snake Eye,
microphone
guys.
anymore.
I
Yeah.
think Snake Eyes, yeah.
What was that you just said?
I said it's my body's having a hard time registering that I even have a microphone in my hand.
His body is still vibrating.
Like your body just reset, huh?
No, I'd have to probably say Snake Eyes would win against Riddick because he's more skilled.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Riddick.
I mean, I don't know about more skilled.
Snake Eyes is the full-blown ninja. Like, not even like a... I mean, Rick is a really cool convict who has some cool skills and modifications, but Snake Eyes is like a full-blown ninja.
Straight up superior species and being the last Furion.
Well, I mean that's
yeah.
not he's not the he's not the last Furion. Because
Not anymore.
Yeah, anymore.
He's not the last one because of he was superior. He was the last one because like they just left him in a dumpster.
From that dumpster, baby.
Oh my god.
Furions still
Like,
do
you
have
tell me
genetically
about what
better
I said.
bodies.
Yeah, but Snake Eyes... Snake Eyes
I
is
feel like
broken,
Riddick is
dude.
more resourceful.
Wait, why'd you say
Over
he's not
Snake Eyes?
the,
Little bit.
he's not
No.
the last Furion anymore?
If Snake Eyes was
Because they
in
now
the
have a new
setting
story
of
out.
Riddick,
I haven't seen the movie yet,
I
but
think
they have a
have him beat.
new movie
I
out with Riddick
don't
where it
see
talks about the Furion origins and how he meets other Furions. That there are like a handful left.
When
And
did
he-
this come
he-
out? This is the fifth movie.
I don't know when it came out, but he learns he can harness spiritual powers now
Dad, you
that he
need to
learns
find
from
this movie.
these other Furions. So he's like a spirit warrior now.
Tony
So
looks it
he
up.
can also manifest his spirit and fight. So he's got powers now.
His dog was.
It would be really hard
I
for
like his dog.
who are we saying he's fighting? Snake Eyes.
Yeah, Snake Eyes.
It'd be hard for Snake Eyes to defeat.
I think
Riddick.
Tony just died over there. What did you?
No,
put?
there's only 4 movies.
I was like, I thought there was only 4.
Well, I mean,
Or maybe it was a TV show. I watched a
It
YouTube
might
video
be a
on it.
director's cut or behind the scenes thing.
Oh no, I think I know what you're talking about. And that was
I-
actually in
don't see it.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Riddick's good,
He's
but
still
Snake Eyes is better.
like he wasn't the last Furion, but he winds up being the last Furion in that movie, The Chronicles of Riddick. So there was one more that wound up joining the Necromancers or Necromongers thing. And he's the one that actually saved him from the blistering sunlight on Crematoria.
Yeah.
So and
What a
then-
name.
But then that dude walked into the light and burned himself up.
Mhm.
So he is now the last Furion. He wasn't.
I could have swore there was another TV
I like
show, movie, or
Riddick's
something.
dog.
There's one more movie after that, but I don't believe they actually expand on his special origins.
Yeah, they do. That was
Wasn't
like the
one
whole
of the
point
movies
of the
like
movie.
completely animated?
Yeah, that's Dark Fury. That's the second.
That's the second installment.
the second installment of the series.
They had to have.
I think
that
that's the only one my
animated.
dad doesn't have.
That's because it only came out in the collector's edition of the Chronicles of Riddick, the 3-movie collection edition. That was the one they had to have it completely animated because at the time they didn't have the technology to show.
The Chronicles of Riddick: Dark Fury.
Yeah, Dark Fury. It's the second one.
Yeah, that's. I'm letting her know that's what it is. The animated one.
Yeah.
I know one of them is animated.
Chronicles of Riddick, 2004.
And then there's Riddick 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Riddick is the last one.
Yeah, no, see, he's.
That one is just like they tried to redo the Pitch Black.
Oh, we have another one. Hello!
Yeah, arithmetic.
You're missing one, Dad. You're missing the animated version. The second movie.
Led by a man from Riddick's past with running out of time.
Carl Urban's in that. Dang. Dave Bautista's in that one.
Okay, here's one,
Carl
guys.
Urban is a necromonger.
Guys,
He's
Yeah,
actually-
in the original ones, but what is he doing in this
All
one?
right, and
Vaca,
you
he's the same one. He's a necromonger.
Carl Urban's Judge Dredd versus Riddick.
boo.
Riddick.
Yeah,
Over Dredd?
I think I agree with
Dredd
Tony.
doesn't have any special abilities. Riddick does.
He just has special ammo that can do literally anything. He has bouncing bullets. Have you seen those? Have you played the
Bouncing
games?
bullets.
Have you played the Judge Dredd games?
No.
I haven't, but I've watched.
I
them.
haven't.
I've
He
watched-
has-
I watched the movies.
So
I
his
have it.
gun can just load in any kind of like sci-fi, you name it, ammo. He just freaking has it. It could be cartoony as heck. He has little ricochet bullets that he can just shoot at the ground and go pew 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 and bounce around the room infinitely until something dies.
I love Judge Dredd so much.
It's so cheesy.
I am the law.
That one was crap. I like Urban's Dredd better than Stallone's.
Okay, well, Stallone could barely be considered a Judge Dredd movie. Let's be real.
Rick O'Connell from the guy from Lockdown. I can't remember what the guy's name
The
is.
Mummy
from-
versus the guy. Rick O'Connell
from-
from the Mummy versus the guy from Lockdown.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name from Lockdown.
I don't.
What's lockdown?
Or no, it's not Lockdown. It's Total Recall. Sorry.
Total
the,
Recall.
the newer Total
Colin
Recall.
Farrell. Okay, Colin Farrell because like of how much like sci-fi crap he's got going on.
Dad
And-
said Dread, by the way.
I agree with you.
PJ,
Dad.
really?
But no, I think Colin
had
Farrell
my back
from
this
Total
whole
Recall
night,
takes
man. All
it
of a
just because of how
sudden, you
much
know?
like futuristic crap he brings to the fight. And that.
Not everyone could be fan favorite all the time.
So I think Total Recall takes it, even though I think O'Connell is a far superior
Okay,
character.
Colin Farrell versus Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall.
Oh, Arnie takes it. Arnie
What's up,
takes
Sniper?
it.
Colin Farrell?
Greetings to you, sir.
Like what? As the Penguin?
No, as
No.
His Total Recall versus Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Arnie takes
Every time
it.
I hear
It
Colin
total-
Farrell, I just think of the Penguin from
I actually watched
Total
that movie.
Recall
today.
versus
Robert
Total Recall.
Pattinson Batman.
I think it's eating your hat.
I'm glad that
Oh
we had
my
that
God.
moment of silence, and that's when that occurred. I think it's eating your hat.
I think it ate your hat.
Taylor, stop leaning back in the chair.
The fact that you did that and now
going
you're
to
holding
die,
your chest
woman.
like you're dying.
I am dying.
It was his fight or flight response.
Assert dominance.
It's still eating his hat. Oh no, it's done now. Okay.
Stop eating a pillow.
The fart scared him away.
Or he's more interested
scared
in
me
that
away.
french
It's my defense mechanism.
Well, I mean, he leaned this way, so yeah, it was facing towards you. You have to go. I'm gonna have to go back.
Angry sounding one too.
I'm gonna have to go back.
Tony
and
is
listen to see
asserting
if I can hear
dominance.
it.
Just get off my hat.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to see if I can hear that.
My goodness.
I love how we spent the past 2 minutes.
Where's
obsessing over
that
farts.
burning incense stone
1
thing
hour
that
and
you
27
have?
Minutes.
There.
Taylor, 1 hour and 27 minutes.
Oh.
Hellboy versus the Joker. Who would win?
Which Joker?
Okay.
I guess
Here's the
that
thing
is
about it,
that's
though.
a valid question. Which Joker?
Dang, I can smell it now. It's just slowly creeped its way over here.
I'm just trying not to breathe.
Try not to breathe.
Luckily, I know
Hold on.
defense against
Let
the dark farts.
Let me light something.
So I'm well versed in evil natural farts.
You got any like CX gas? I'd rather start breathing that.
I'd rather not breathe. This is what I get from that. Got any CS gas? Because I just rather cough and
No,
die.
I said CX, the chemical weapon. Let me die.
I thought you were talking about CS gas, which is right control gas.
Mhm.
Can we just like,
Just let me die.
if Tony leans forward, can we just put one of those down the back crack?
I mean, I could. I could
No,
put one
knock
back
it
in
off.
his pants.
How are we gonna see
No
Tony in
good
the dark? We just see a
ideas.
little orange
We
glow.
need to get you some like
Oh wait, I have Febreze.
deodorant.
I have Febreze in the bathroom.
Go gadget.
I don't think Axe body spray is gonna fix this. I think routine application of deodorant in the gluteal cleft is going to solve.
Really? You guys just had to get your ideas, didn't you? Okay, that's enough. Go sit down.
I think this is vengeance for all the short jokes and Mexican jokes.
This is an ongoing war between her and I, is what it is.
Here's the deal with when it
It
comes to
shall never
Hellboy. When you
end.
watch the movies, it's like, okay, cool, Hellboy. And then you read the comics that came out afterwards, and you're like,
Oh,
what is
Hellboy.
this man? He is a whole different ball game in the comics. In the comics, he's like Spawn.
In the comics, it actually like
It smells really good here now.
They tear him up something fierce.
Smells so much
The
better now.
Hellboy
Does.
from the live action movies to Hellboy in just the animated movies is a
It's
leap. in power
huge
level.
difference. It goes from just like this funny brute to like Spawn is the best way I can describe
Alright,
him.
So, moving away from who versus who on those ones as far as fight goes, which
I have-
Hellboy actor do you think pulled off the best?
Ron Perlman.
Proman.
Mhm.
Cool. I don't have to fire any of you.
Hey, I've got one. This isn't really a fight, but at the same time, I think it'd be
The only
kind
one
of
we could
entertaining
really
to
fire
watch.
is Taylor.
So I
Of course, the
Yeah.
domestic is the wrong option.
What is it?
I don't know if any of you guys have seen the Labyrinth. You might have.
I've seen the Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
The 4 weird fuzzy looking guys versus Inspector Gadget. They
What?
can take off body parts and still live and move around and walk on their
I'm
own
so
hands.
lost.
I haven't seen that movie in a very long time, so I don't have a dog in this fight.
We've lit incense and Febreze is in my nostrils.
It's better than Tony's part.
All right.
Who do you guys? Oh, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. I hate it when that happens.
Ron Perlman,
like
best
right-
Hellboy.
Right in the middle
Ron
of a
Perlman's Hellboy
sentence.
also
Oh,
gave us
yeah.
the coolest look for Carl Rupert Cronin. That flashback scene where he's dressed up in the SS garb. I'm like, I'm sorry, that drip goes so hard. The gas masked up Nazi uniform. It's like, you're evil, but oh, you look so cool with the trench coat and everything. And then he like whips out the blades. I'm like, okay,
I have
bro,
another
you got
Riddick
the
one.
drip. You
Yeah,
mean
that was a. I think that was a good movie.
So Riddick versus Daredevil.
oh? We talking Charlie Cox?
No, Ben Affleck.
Oh, Riddick.
Riddick.
I haven't seen the other guy. I I never watched that one. You told me to watch it, and I never watched it.
You're a disappointment to your father.
It kind of depends.
I mean, you can ask him. He's in the chat.
I mean, yeah.
I was just saying.
What do you
it's
think
weird
about
to.
Riddick versus Bullseye?
Oh, that would be
Colin
interesting.
Farrell
That's a good
or
Well, honestly, I don't think it matters because the only difference between
Okay,
Farrell's
I like
Bullseye
Colin
and
Farrell's
Poindexter
Bullseye.
was
I
their attitude,
I liked him.
but as far as power level goes, they were pretty consistent. There's a huge skill difference between Cox's Daredevil and Affleck's Daredevil, but as far as Bullseye goes, that was pretty consistent.
I don't know. I think
Dude, he killed someone with a paperclip.
no. I'm not. I
Not
wasn't.
just one.
I was just
paperclip,
gonna
he had many
praise-
paperclips.
No, he had one that he broke up into 5 pieces and then killed somebody with it.
I was gonna praise Poindexter's Daredevil. Just that every time he was on screen, actually
Was it?
used his abilities, I could not tear my eyes away. Like, especially that first time we see him after the convoy gets hit, and he's like bouncing bullets off of things and like throwing
PJ
his Glock.
says Riddick.
Can he just not miss? Is that his power? Like, even if he does the most
I mean, he missed.
asinine
he
thing
missed
possible, he
once.
still hits.
He can
He,
miss.
he
just
has
an
ability.
uncanny accuracy.
He has an ability. Yeah, he has missed. That's the reason why he hates Daredevil.
Yeah,
is
he
because
made him miss.
He has a hard time hitting him. He has an ability called hyperkinesis, where he can calculate the trajectory of any object that he throws immediately.
I really like that power, to be honest. I think
Yeah, I think
hyperkinesis
that
is a
was
pretty
pretty
cool
cool.
power.
I would love to have that power.
I honestly, I think Bullseye could take it because, like, yeah, he could just start ricocheting
Okay.
stuff around the room and just tag Riddick from any angle. Like Riddick,
Yeah.
you can't. It's like hard to defend from a knife coming from the back of your head when he's shooting at you in the front of your head. He just whips the knife this way while shooting
Riddick
at
versus Ghost Rider.
Did you say Ghost
I
Rider?
said Ghost Rider.
That's a stomp.
Are you
Oh.
kidding me?
Good
Why
lord.
would you even present?
A better
don't
fight
know.
would have been Hellboy versus Ghost Rider.
I was more debating on whether or not I wanted to do Daredevil against Ghost Rider, but
That's
Ghost Rider.
still that's a
I don't know.
The
I
literal
he
angel of justice versus a human.
blind man who.
I mean, but
who
at the
hears
same time,
versus
though,
Daredevil
he makes
versus a
them
blind
see.
human.
Hold on. The thing is the Ghost Rider makes them see their past things. The thing he can't freaking see.
But that's not all.
It doesn't even matter.
No, okay, that's not how
That
penance
is
stare
so
Yes,
works.
I
Ghost
know,
Rider is
but-
so much more.
That'd be really funny if that was a caveat. Like, I'm blind, I can't see it. Sorry about it.
Ghost Rider.
Oh my god, Marvel needs to do
Click.
that now.
That'd be
Marvel
really
needs
funny.
to make that comic where like
Ghost Rider's the
Ghost Rider's like, see your sins.
I can't.
and you got Matt Murdock.
I'm
I
done.
can't see anything.
That'd be really funny if you
Jokes
just
on you,
questioned him,
Flamey.
too.
I can't
What's
see.
happening right now?
What are you doing?
What's happening
My
right
favorite
now?
comic
Are you
book.
staring at me?
I don't read a whole lot of comic books anymore.
Why are you so close to me? I
But
can
my-
feel you breathe.
I wanna
My
I wanna set Kingpin up against somebody, but I can't think of anybody to put Kingpin
My
up against.
absolute favorite panel of Daredevil is when he's standing in his dark apartment and he hears he's like, 4 dudes, rifles, night vision goggles. Oh, whatever will I do? Flick. It turns on the lights and they all start screaming because the lights turn on and it's their night vision goggles. Just the most. Oh no! Whatever will I do?
That must be the one
Click.
in the one that I haven't seen.
Oh no! It was in a comic. I was like, I don't read comics often, but
Oh.
that is by far one of my favorite comic panels of all time. He's just, oh no! Whatever will I do? Kingpin.
I don't know. I'm trying
Have
to
you
think.
guys seen Big Fish?
Yes.
No.
In Big Fish, the father's retelling his war
Blasphemy.
stories, and he's in the tent, right?
And
the
light
two-
shuts off.
the two Japanese soldiers are like, "Oh, we got to get him!" And he's like, "Hold up!" And he puts on night vision goggles and is like, "Huh?" And then he turns the lights off. It's a drawstring from the ceiling. And he's
yeah,
just
he goes up,
dink.
beats him up in the dark.
He beats him up in the dark. But I like the setup because they're like, "Oh!" And he's like, "Oh!" Puts on the goggles. Dink. Turns it off.
That movie is just great.
I love Big
That's-
Fish.
that's a
You
really
haven't seen Big Fish? I recommend it. It's pretty good.
It's a pretty good one.
It's really, it is a pretty good one.
Yeah, my wife's been trying to get me to watch it, and for some reason I just haven't.
Dude, Ewan McGregor, come on.
It's good. It's good. It's really good.
I mean, Ewan McGregor's been in crap stuff.
Just because he's in it doesn't mean I'm gonna watch it.
also. I'm a
That
fan.
being said,
Bruce Almighty
I
or
did
Evan
watch
Almighty?
Kenobi, so
Oh, Bruce Almighty. Bruce
What?
Almighty is literally God. Evan
Bruce Almighty
I mean,
versus
so
who?
is
Bruce Almighty
Evan
versus who?
No, Evan Almighty
No.
is just Noah.
Bruce Almighty
Yeah, I guess
versus
that's
who?
Bruce Almighty versus Evan Almighty.
Oh yeah, Bruce, hands down.
Although I will.
One was actually God for a little
I
bit.
like
That's fair.
Evan Almighty as a movie better.
I don't
I
know.
like
the
'em
one
both.
scene where where Bruce flicks on all the candles, turn off the lights, and
Literally me when I get home from work. Into bed.
me when Gavin leaves my house.
Me when I pull the emergency drawstring on my body armor. It's gonna be a hell putting that back on.
I don't care.
Those do exist, and
Okay,
sometimes if
I
we want to
wanna
screw
ask
with
you
each
guys
other,
one more
we'll go
question.
over and just
Who
rip
had
it
the
on somebody
better-
else's.
Who had the better? Okay, so you know
Use
how
your
in
words.
Bruce Almighty, his beard and everything grows back really fast.
Evan Almighty.
Yes, sorry, Evan Almighty. Compare that to the Santa Claus.
I knew that's where you were gonna go. Who has the better beard,
has
Evan
the better
Almighty or
beard?
Santa Claus?
think-
Santa Claus.
Yeah, Santa Claus because his is more manicured and professional looking, whereas
Poopy.
Evan is just he's got it out there and he's just rocking it.
Well,
Like,
and
Okay, who had the better reaction though?
no, Santa Claus.
I don't know. Steve Carell's is pretty funny. He was like, "Ah!"
I
love Tim
That
Allen.
and the fact that he was
I-
like,
like,
in the middle of a conference and
I see-
went in a suit
It came out in robes. Yeah.
and then came out in robes. He stood up and was in the robes.
I see your guys' point on it. I'm still gonna say Santa Claus on that one because like with Evan Almighty, his reaction was believable because like he shaved it off and then he looked away and then he looked back and there it was. But with Santa Claus, he shaved it off and as he was looking at himself in the mirror, he saw it growing right back and he already knew that something was happening. So he's like, yeah, I'm screwed.
I still love the
I'm in big
a bee
trouble.
sting.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Big B.
It's a big B. That's gonna be my excuse
I
now.
had
I'm a bee.
something I
It's
wanted to
what
say,
I do.
and now I can't remember what
Good.
it was.
Good show, y'all. Hey, thank you. If you're going to bed, have a good night, man.
Thank you.
Good night,
Appreciate it.
guys.
Thank
I'll
you
see
for
later.
joining us.
I had something I wanted to say really bad. I can't
It wasn't just Ghost Rider out of nowhere stealing the show, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Anyone else here besides Tony watch Yellowstone?
Yes.
What do my parents do?
Hey, hey guys, have you watched 1923 yet?
Yes.
Spencer Dutton versus Rip Wheeler. The
Mm.
World War One hero versus John Dutton's right hand man.
I'm probably gonna go with
His
Spencer
adopted
Dutton.
son.
I'm not sure if because the only person I think pound for pound can match the absolute bloodlust and ferocity that Spencer has is Rip.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm gonna tack onto that one is the training. Wow, our
Viewership tanked all of a sudden.
Mine says it's been 4 this whole time. My dad says
No.
rip.
4 concurrent viewers, but
I-
we've had up to 10. All of a sudden, we just dropped.
I'm gonna say Rip because
It was her dad with 6 different phones. Really
He
funny.
can barely work the one he has.
I'm gonna say Rip, and just because A, we've seen more durability feats out of him, and B, I think he's actually stronger.
He's
more
more stockily
durability
built.
feats.
He tanked 2 gut shots and killed 2 men.
Didn't Spencer fight off Germans with a busted leg and after he got stabbed by a bayonet?
He didn't get stabbed. He redirected the
Yeah,
bayonet.
he redirected.
He did, but also he didn't do a lot of moving around. He was kind of crouched down.
He had a
And-
broken leg. Of course he didn't move around.
But my point being, Rip tanked 2 shots, center mass, and still beat a man to death standing. Whereas Spencer, his feats were just handling weapons, which not taking anything away from Spencer. Spencer's a bad dude, but I just think it takes more to tank 2 gut shots from a modern 9mm. than
Rip
kind-
also took a cast iron skillet to his own dad, though.
Yeah, as a child. But then to just kind of like put your weight on your good leg while using a machine gun and then wrestle around with a dude on the ground versus, like I said, tanking 2 gut shots and still
He
powering
didn't
through
fight off that. He didn't fight off that cheetah, did he? He got the shot off before it tackled him.
He killed one and then
There was the second one.
The other
It
one.
tackled him, and he managed to get it off, and then he rolled
Yeah.
it to his rifle and then got it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's still not.
I'm not sure if there's enough information for me, anyways. Enough information for me to be confidently make.
I'm
a,
excited to see when Spencer
uh,
finally gets back to
a
Montana.
pitch on this one way or the other.
Um,
I haven't seen enough of Spencer in order to make a definitive.
well, good thing. They've already confirmed
Hold on,
23
hold on.
is getting a season 2, so we should see more of him.
Spencer versus O'Connell, because that would
Ooh.
be rather interesting.
I think Spencer takes it then, because
know.
O'Connell's funny, but dude, Spencer is.
Did you say O'Connell's funny? Like that matters in a fight?
I was just saying, like character justification. People would latch on emotionally to characters, and now
I don't care about that.
My point being,
Matching up characters. in
Give me a-
fight, who cares about the fan favorite.
Diamond Head was funny.
anyways,
You have to watch our last episode to get that remark.
we just looking at firearms handling and hand-to-hand combat, and just Spencer is meaner, and I'd say he's a better shot than O'Connell.
I would
I
actually
don't-
give that one to O'Connell.
Yeah,
I
I'd
don't-
say
I'm
gonna
not
have to
saying
go
that to be
O'Connell with that
controversial.
one.
No, I think
Because O'Connell fought actual monsters.
That at the same time, as far as I've watched it, you know, he hasn't shown as much weaponry as O'Connell has. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, his
As well
EDC
as-
is a double-barrel rifle in a 1911, whereas O'Connell does pack in a bit more to the
Ooh.
fight.
And his
O'Connell
ability,
carry around dynamite.
and sometimes, and his ability to adapt other weaponry and use the terrain to his ability. I mean,
Yeah, but Spencer does that too.
not to the same degree.
That entire episode where he immediately was like, "Okay, we need to get in that tree," and then he held off the pride of lions.
Yes, and while impressive, I will admit, I again reiterate that O'Connell fought actual monsters,
I don't know.
stone ninjas, okay, undead mummies. He punched one in the face. He stabbed a half
He put
man,
it-
half scorpion god.
At the same time, he also put his eyes in his socket and pulled out eyeballs. Rotten eyeballs at that.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I can see your point.
He is so adept to he's so adaptable to his surroundings and his combat ability. He intakes the information so rapidly that he knew to scare off Imhotep with a kitty cat.
Okay, yeah, I guess
Look what I got.
you've changed my mind. I'm on O'Connell now. I'm on Camp O'Connell now. You've converted me. My mind has been changed.
I didn't care
Proof
for
I do
Scorpion King as much as I liked the Mummy. I actually watched Scorpion King after I watched The Mummy Returns. I didn't care for it.
I didn't know about the Mummy series. I only knew about the Scorpion King, so that's all I had for the longest time.
What?
And then years later, I was like, oh, that was... And I thought they made a spin-off of it. I was like, oh, what?
No, the spinoff was Scorpion King.
I know,
Scorpion King
but
was
I
a
had,
spin-off.
but I had Scorpion King growing up, and I never had the Mummy series, so I didn't know.
I still have the Mummy on VHS. It's sitting right there.
It was a weird thing, but
When I would come and visit my family for Christmas as a kid, we would actually watch The Mummy
on Christmas Eve,
I want to know
that
your
would be
guys'
our Christmas movie.
I want to know your guys' opinion on Mars Attacks.
Chicken Run.
I love Mars Attacks. Haven't
Chicken
seen
Run
it.
was a good movie.
We would watch Chicken Run.
Chicken Run was surprisingly dark.
It
movie.
was. It was a very. I
Like,
mean, at the same time,
I rewatched it as
though,
an adult, and I was like, wow.
it's very dark compared to Wallace and Gromit. Yeah.
Never seen
Why am I not in therapy?
You've never seen Chicken Run?
Have you seen?
It's
Wallace
pretty
and
good,
Gromit?
bud.
I have.
Okay.
Okay, good.
As long as you've seen at least one.
Pretty
I
sure I
know
saw
the-
the one
I
where the
saw
moon was made of cheese.
before my eyes.
It was really boring.
Mrs. Tweety was freaking creepy. I used to have
That's the
nightmares.
saddest line in the whole movie.
It's really boring.
I used to have nightmares.
All right.
on that one.
Have you guys seen the 3 Flavors of Cornetto series?
No.
No.
Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
Okay.
Oh,
At
Mm-mm.
but it was a long time ago. I don't quite...
Nick Angel takes the fight hands down. Nick Angel is a head.
I
was just gonna say
barely
which
remember
movie
anything from those
Hot
movies.
Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is my favorite of the 3 by far. Shaun of the Dead.
You've never watched him?
No, I've watched them, but it was a long time ago.
We gotta do a Crash series.
Like I think I was in
Baseballs or
elementary
Blazing
school.
Saddles?
Blazing Saddles. No competition. Blazing Saddles. I love Spaceballs, but Blazing Saddles
Blazing
is just
Saddles.
Blazing Saddles is just another level of movie.
I remember the first time watching that movie. It
It's a
actually
really
was,
fun movie.
It was
It is.
actually on the TV, and you had it. The entire movie was almost a silent movie because of
Robin Hood
all
Men
of
in
it.
Tights
First
versus
time-
Oh
Spaceballs.
my god!
First time I
Robin Hood
wa-
and Men in Tights.
First time I watched Blazing Saddles was actually with you.
It was
Yeah.
with me.
Did you hear what I said, Tony?
What's that?
That was the movie.
Robin Hood Men in Tights versus Spaceballs.
The only accurate Robin Hood.
Like
Because
some
the only
Robin Hoods,
one.
I can speak with it.
I don't know. I think in the scene in Shrek that he's in was pretty accurate.
So, what do you think? What do you think? Spaceballs, Men in Tights.
Men in Tights.
Okay, Spaceballs or Young Frankenstein.
Oh, Young Frankenstein. I like Young Frankenstein better than Spaceballs.
Wow, Spaceballs just getting hard hit on this list.
Spaceballs is good for like the sci-fi community for a good Star Wars / Star Trek spoof, but it's pretty.
It's quotables. I'll get out.
It is very quotable. It's pretty low tier though. It's the safe. Spaceballs is the safe movie for that
Oh,
genre
speaking of-
/ series, that collection.
Hold on.
You're going with a basic choice, but it's still good.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Now I'm gonna say something, and you're gonna hate me for it. History of the World is overrated.
They're making a second one.
Wait, what?
History of the World Part 1 is overrated.
HBO The World?
History of the World.
Oh, history.
It's it's one of Mel Brooks' other movies.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
History of the World was good. They're making another one.
I introduced to you the new D&D creation, the Man.
I don't like that.
Tony,
It
would
makes
you
me
like to gaze
uncomfortable.
upon the Man? It's a man combined with a man combined with
Man.
a man.
Mel Brooks made my childhood.
The Man.
I think that
Mel
they made a
Brooks'
movie
jokes got me in
about
trouble
that.
as a kid.
Human Centipede?
No, what
He
got
didn't
me
look
in
this
trouble
cool,
was
though.
listening to my dad in kindergarten.
Same.
I'm getting some cat
We
dog vibes
had
from
that
this
talk
though.
today. I beat him because he didn't get suspended till he was in 7th grade. I didn't even make it through kindergarten.
The Predator versus Sigourney Weaver from Aliens.
Oh, Predator.
Predator. I mean, Ripley's a good character and all that, and she does a really great job. That being said,
Aliens Ripley versus Terminator Judgment Day Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I mean, especially if you're. Wait, did you say? Oh no, Judgment
too,
Day.
Sarah
Judgment
Connor.
Day. Yeah,
We're talking like
when you
fresh
said-
out of the asylum.
for some reason when you said Judgment Day, I went to T3,
No,
and I was like,
she
but
did.
she dead.
She did.
No,
That's the whole point.
yeah, no. I'm gonna give that to
Sarah Connor.
I, Robot or I Am Legend?
I Am Legend. I enjoyed that movie much more.
Half man, and half man.
I don't know.
I like them both, but for different reasons, and I can't really put one above the other.
Yeah, that's kind
I enjoy the story, and I just enjoy the movie of I Am Legend more than I, Robot. I also think that Dr. Neville takes Spooner in a fight.
You're probably right about that one, as far as that goes, because
Neville he's a lieutenant in the military,
And
right?
and
He's
he
a-
packs around Spooner's got a couple
He-
of cool pistols.
he fights off actual vampires. So
Yeah,
I-
and like I said,
They're vampires.
Spooner packs around a couple of
Canonically
Couple-
speaking, those are vampires.
pistols on the daily.
I could never figure out what they were. They didn't seem like full
Every-
vampires.
everyone's like,
they
they're-
looked like they're a mix between like zombies and vampires.
No, I know that everyone says that, but there is, if you apply any of the classification of a zombie to those creatures, it doesn't match up at all. They have UV sensitivity, they have intelligence, and they
Are attracted to blood.
they're attracted to blood, but they also, zombies don't really commune. They shamble, or they shamble. They shamble,
Into herds,
and they
move.
really, and the only reason why they shamble into herds is because
the
it's
noise
path,
draws them.
noise or the path of least resistance. So
Mhm.
gravity actually puts them together in a herd.
the
and-
creepiest part of that was when they actually moved Fred.
They actually did what?
Move Fred, yeah.
Yeah, you
Because
see,
Fred
intelligence.
was in the department store, and then he was in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Freaked out.
Intelligence, and they trained dogs.
Yeah.
They took commands.
That's true.
Yeah, so
they're vampires. Also, I read the book.
I watched a couple How to Beat videos, and they explained some of the lore and stuff. But yeah,
The Book of Eli, or I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
I gotta go with the Book of Eli on
Dude,
this
Dr. Neville is a superior warrior to
I
Eli.
wasn't even talking about like warrior fight wise. Just which one did you
I was
think was
gonna
a better
say
movie?
you say that, but like he's survived actually like being shot at a lot. It really just depends on.
He was a blind man dodging
He was not.
gunfire.
He was
a blind man.
Eli was not
And
blind.
Neville was
Dodging
the last
gunfire.
man
Yeah.
hostile
That
New York
Bible that
for
he was carrying
years.
around.
Yes, it was Braille, but he was not blind.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
That's
he was
the,
blind.
That was the whole
point.
His mom was blind.
No.
His mom's
No,
the one that taught him to read the book.
blind.
He got blinded
I
by
guess-
the
I guess-
nuclear
you're right,
war.
You're right. Sorry.
That was supposed
Like
to
he
be the
wasn't
twist
always.
of the movie.
He wasn't always blind.
I mean,
He was
and,
a blind
and,
I
man
like the movie
dodging
Blind
Legend.
gunfire,
And his
surviving
accuracy-
the apocalypse.
and his accuracy was far superior to Neville or Neville.
Dr. Neville,
Yeah, far superior to Neville's. He picked a bird out of the sky with a bow.
I still
I've
think
got to
Neville
look
could
this
take
up
it.
now. 'Cause
but
I
that's
didn't
just
think-
also.
it's been a while since
if
I've
we're
watched
gonna
this movie.
pick
On
Agreed.
this one, we'll agree to disagree.
on which movie I like better, you know I'm not a fan of Book of Eli for reasons we've discussed.
I know that's all my fault. I hyped it up and you didn't like
forced
it.
me to watch it when I didn't want to at the time, and so it was like even if it was good, I
Like,
didn't
I was
wanna
just
watch
like,
it.
you own the movie. Why not watch it already?
Because I don't want to yet.
It was such a good movie.
I really didn't really.
And
do-
Carnegie was a good villain.
I like the dude who rolled around. and-
Also, it had an awesome twist. That was a twist done right.
Yeah, take frickin' notes, M. Night Shyamalan.
You just will not let that go, will you?
Dude, it was. He had two. He had 2 decades. 2 decades, and he screwed the pooch.
And you say I'm an angry person.
You have no idea. This is my childhood. It just lit up into flames.
Look at me. And you say I'm an angry person. Look at that.
Behind the
He's a
scenes,
gremlin.
perhaps?
No, you're a gremlin.
He's a. Never
He's a
mind.
gnome. Or a dwarf.
It's been a while since I watched that movie, Dad. The last time I watched it was when I was with you, when you were still in Pilot Rock in the trailer.
Yeah, he was blind, Taylor.
It's been a long time since I watched that movie. Okay, leave me alone. I knew he wasn't always
That was the
blind, okay?
most like disappointing series that I've ever seen in my entire life. Was that M. Night Shyamalan attempt to a superhero thing? Unbreakable.
I've never seen them
Split,
because I know
and
how it
Glass.
ends.
Major League or a League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
I love that movie.
Like I love Major League. Don't get me wrong. Charlie Sheen did an amazing job in that one, but League of Their Own is a. There's no crying in baseball.
Dude, Tom Hanks carries that movie.
My
his
dad
lines.
started telling Paisley that every time she cries when she's there.
I still love the scene where the kid's like, "You're gonna lose," and Tom Hanks just beats him with the glove, and everyone starts laughing. Wow. Yeah, no.
That's how he reminds Dottie of who he is too.
Still will, Angel. It made me so sad that he didn't make it to the end of the movie, but I knew he would with the way he was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it's hard. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
All right, guys, we're hitting our 2 hour mark. That's as long as we're gonna take the show. Is about 2 hours. Thanks everyone for joining into the chat.
Apparently,
and watching.
Kenny's gonna play pool.
Thanks everyone for joining into the chat and for helping us out and riding this with us. Please continue to leave comments, like, share, subscribe if you would, and if you want, leave some suggestions for some topics that we can go over next week in our podcast. I'm Tony. To my
I'm Ian.
And I'm Taylor.
I'm Kenny. And as always, it's your